He was like, I don't know
away
what's
from
going on.
that.
I was just like, I don't know.
All right.
Keep going.
So we should be rolling. Welcome to the stream for those of you that care. Those of you that may have a shot. Most of it's for us, not for you, so that's okay. All right, let's get Joe. Big mode. There we go. Now I have somebody to see.
I don't have it.
All right, so you all at the castle.
Hey, friend.
You did some wandering around and kind of poked sticks at bears and did some investigation.
Get the lay of the land, if you will.
Yeah. Like we were just discussing, from everybody's memory anyway, you kind of finished walking around and went back to your cell.
I remember.
What?
The last thing we did before we ended, we met that elf dude, and then we went to our room.
Which one? Dralmore or Borncray?
He was very
the guy that the guy that owns the castle.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the last thing we did. I remember.
Yeah,
Very
he
much.
Stop snooping around.
Very much likes you and is not interested in anyone else.
Yeah, I do remember that.
The dog's like, I'm gonna have fun. Get out of my way. There is fun to be had. All right. So, you'll go back to your room and you try to bed down in your newly centipede-ridden room.
And it's filled with centipedes again.
And there's more centipedes. Roll initiative. No,
It's fine by me. We can take care of that problem real quick.
yeah. So, as you all are attempting to rest, what are you doing? You just trying to see if we have audio? I think we do.
Is your unseen servant still cleaning?
No, he only lasts for an hour.
Okay.
So, as you all bed down for the night,
Ooh, my.
in the night's passing, there are odd, sounds of moist walking and things on occasion.
What kind of walking?
Moist walking. My
favorite kind of walk.
Your memory of the bullywugs and the frogs that were going, down to where they said they kept the tadpoles and stuff, and that being outside your door, kind of splishing through stuff. Doesn't really sound like anything you haven't heard before. So on occasion you hear some.
Never heard frogs do it, so.
These kind of schlupping, wet, moist, mud-sucking sound as these large feet kind of, as it kind of flops through stuff and
We need a nice rain.
Yeah.
So I need everybody to roll perception.
I didn't know anything. Got a 1.
Okay.
Does passive perception count for anything?
Nope.
Okay.
Where's our perception man?
It'd be
20.
Ooh.
16.
8.
That was all fire dice, so my perception's +1. I'm in an insight machine.
Oh, your insight. Who's our perception master?
Oh,
Who's
wait.
wisdom?
Nobody?
I'm not. I think.
Aren't you?
Oh, no, not insight. Investigation. It was the other
Charisma,
eye one.
The other eye.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're charismas.
Yeah.
Because you're a sword. I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorcerer.
So
Yeah.
Joe, Thylak is, as you're resting, your brain kind of clicks over. You hear a non-standard noise. You can tell that your door to your room is opening, and you kind of open an eye, knowing that in order to get a better idea of what's going on in reality, to not become, don't let other people know you're awake. So you wake up and you kind of have an eye watch, and you see a rather tall figure walk in. If you need to have a talk with Libby, just let me know.
Is Ollie's sword like ringing or
Bye,
making
Libby.
it
Have fun.
alerting sound?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay, so sorry. Someone was looking into my room.
Yeah, you see.
They snuck up behind you and gave you a kiss.
So his Darren's question was, is Ollie's sword waking him up? You know, is the sword kind of giving off the, hey, you need to wake
Alert.
up vibe? And no, it's not.
All right.
So you see someone, because they're kind of backlit, you can't really get a good idea of who they are, but you can see that they come into your room very quietly and close the door behind them. And immediately you see 4 little globes of light pop up in the room. Okay? And he says, "Are any of you awake? Wake up." And as your eyes are adjusting, as your eyes are adjusting to the dim light, you can see that it's Asbara Jose.
What?
Okay.
What? Why is he here?
So the reason I'm talking to you is I know you're awake.
Are
Right.
the rest of us awake at this point? Now that he said
He
that.
hasn't.
Not yet.
Oh,
but
okay.
He
I'm gonna
hasn't.
nudge. I nudge them awake. I'm just like,
Yeah, always.
you know,
Okay.
hey.
Message received.
Okay.
Okay.
Like, we are now.
So you all kind of rouse to this dim light that's in your room. You can see 4 little globes of light, you know, kind of at the, I guess you'd say, near the edge of the room. It's, you know, they're trying to illuminate the entire space, although dimly, not
Super bright.
not super bright. You know, that you can tell that they're it's designed to be dim. And he sees all of you awaken, and he has his hands out flat.
Like he's
He's like,
yeah.
Casting
Hey,
a spell.
I
That's what
just-
he's doing.
nope. He's standing there, and he says, "Hey, I need to talk to you." He has his hat removed, and so you can see all of the tattoos on his face, you know, and up on his skull. You can see that, and you can see that he is in his robed regalia like you would expect.
Right.
And he said, "I'm not here to be in your business, but
I'm here to be.
I am curious. What brings you here? Because I highly doubt that you are just here as members of the cult. So I don't know your intentions, but I'd like to know your purposes.
Hail Hydra.
Oftentimes, others have come pretending to be worshippers, and they're really in it for a payday. So, what's your real purpose here?
Are you a true worshiper?
So truth.
Let's just say, if you don't cast Zone of Truth, he may or may not try to engage you because he doesn't know what you're spellcasting. But if you want to do that, I mean, I'm not going to tell
I
you
don't
no.
have it.
I mean, as a DM, I'm not going to stop you. Let's just say I have more than one interest in what goes on here. My role is somewhat trust but verify. I'm an overseer of sorts.
What kind of sorts?
So what do you know? What brings you here?
You guys are awake now.
I'm still trying to wake up. I'm like,
Alright, the talkie people. We gotta do the talkie.
Yep, it's the talkie time.
I'm gonna let the charismatics talk.
Yeah, I know. Well, just gonna be honest. Me and the elephant are here for the gold. You know, we like to get paid.
I can respect that.
Payday never hurt anyone.
But a fireball has.
Many
And he
times.
goes, too true.
Yeah.
If you're just interested in a payday, that can be arranged. But you, if your purposes are not so strictly motivated, then I need to know what those things are.
I mean, are you offering more than a paycheck?
T-Mat is the way.
What I'm saying is there are different reasons to be involved in everything. And if your goal is monetary, then I can give you that or make that available, and you can find your way on to something more interesting.
Like a new campaign?
Sounds like he's trying to get rid of us.
I guess
Is he trying to get rid of
I
us
need to
because
know-
he has something on the side?
I'm just curious what your intentions are here. We all have things that we're trying to accomplish. We all have goals. I'm just trying to determine what your goals are.
Well, as
What
Barb,
you know, where you're going, what you're looking for. What's your end game here?
like I said, me and Elephant here for paycheck. And then my friend, he wants to climb ladder in Colt. I'm along for ride. It's lots of fun. I go where the liar plays. You know how it is.
Well, that was interesting for nothing.
I'm here to further the cause of T-Mat.
I think we both know better than that.
Really? You didn't sound truth me.
Or did he?
Although I am interested why you would be here, more than the rest.
Why is that?
Well, for most people, changing clothes might make them look at you differently. For others, we know you just changed clothes.
You know.
And I have a sneaking suspicion that money may not just be a problem from where you're at, from where you're from.
That's true.
Well, if he didn't spend it all like he does, he'd have more.
That is true.
And what about you, Elder Statesman?
I'm just a wandering sage. This group picked me up, and I'm just with them as long as I'm with them.
He has dementia.
So
Don't worry.
you all just wander, and you happen to wander all the way here.
It's not true. We've been getting paycheck the whole time.
That is true.
That's true. We were paid.
Well, that may be true. I think it's also rather convenient that
Yes, getting paid
Every-
is very convenient.
Told you, he has Alzheimer's.
Every-
He forgets what he says sometimes.
that every group that you happen to get lucky in being rehired with all has to do with the cult of the dragon.
It's the will of Tiamat.
Or people just know that we are good at what we do.
It's a sign.
It is.
Everybody likes some music. You know how it is.
So what do you know of the cult? Obviously, you
Wait,
know
there's
more
a
than
cult?
what you're saying. Speak plainly or don't speak.
That should be on a shirt.
We know that you're gathering. We're gathering treasure
That is true.
for Tiamat.
Okay.
That's an assumption.
No, we know that. We know that. They've been
Do
saying
we?
that. Yeah.
But I don't think anybody's name dropped Tiamat to us.
Oh, well, maybe to
That's
me.
just
And murder.
Boosh! No, I'm just kidding.
Why do you think we're here?
I'm not sure. I can't tell if you've just been trying to work your way up to get the largest payoff, or if you have something more intense in mind.
Intense.
No, we are in building. Castle.
Like I said, some people are in it for the money. Others are maybe in it for a reason for bloodshed. Or a
Bloodshed.
reason to make a name for themselves. Different people adventure like you for different reasons.
Bloodshed. I don't know about bloodshed.
No, again, let's speak plainly. We all know that everyone here has taken more than one life.
Maybe. A few. We didn't attack first, though.
That's not what I said.
Got him. He's asking the real questions.
Yeah.
in the business of escorting people, encounters with ruffians will happen.
That's true.
Sure. But you all aren't just in the business of escorting people either.
That's
That's
You're-
just
It seems we are so far.
Yeah.
Yes, but I think your capabilities are more than what the average person may assume about you.
So you recognize that we are strong and capable. Are you willing to hire? Do you have job? Yes. This man hired me to protect him, so you know if you pay higher, I'll kill him right now.
If I thought of him as a threat.
I just say, you know, talk about fame, wealth, money. I like the money.
So you're just mercenaries.
As far as goes, I am. I did a little strummy strum and then a little chokey choke.
This one's a little crazy.
Big strong.
All right. So perhaps we come to an understanding. There is obviously a lot of money and gems and wealth that are moving through this castle. If I were to tell you where the most valuable things are, and you were to somehow acquire those things, would you be willing to not interfere with the overall plans?
What do you mean overall plans?
Obviously, we're moving a lot of wealth, and I'd like to buy some assurance that that movement of wealth continues into the future.
Do you know how all this is coming in?
I don't know every way that it comes in, but I know a large portion moves through this location.
Do you know how it's being acquired and brought here?
Because we do.
So what do you know?
Little lizard people. They bring it here. I see them carry boxes.
Okay. What if we could get more?
How do you propose doing that?
You hire us.
Side quest.
Well, I guess what I'm proposing is somewhat similar.
If we could, what if we could protect wherever you're sending the gold for a fee? Like treasure for a fee.
Well, that is what I'm referring to. I don't want you to
Now we're clear.
shut down the transport,
Oh, yeah.
but perhaps with the correct arrangement of your part versus our part.
That could be arranged.
This feels like a trap.
It's a tart! Now, so are you wanting us to steal treasure from the castle?
Well, I wouldn't use that term.
Then what would you use?
Right.
If we're taking something that's not ours,
Right.
of course it was never theirs to begin with. So
They
you're
stole
right,
it.
it's not
We're-
stealing. We're borrowing with no intentions to replace.
Why not just pay us rather than have us go and risk?
Well, now that is a really interesting word that you choose.
Pay?
If I were to pay you, it would mean that you were employed.
Right.
Well,
That's why I said hire us to.
Resmir will have nothing to do with that.
What would an incentive be for us to help you?
That's why he's saying.
Yeah.
Steal the gold.
I would like to cast Detect Dots.
Okay. What components are those?
It is nothing significant.
Well, what I mean is it verbal somatic material? What components are there?
All three.
So it's all of them. Okay. Then I need you to run roll a sleight of hand.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
It came up 19 plus 1, 20.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it's going to be above. So give me just a second. I mean, I don't know what the plus is for this guy, so give me just a second.
Very nice.
But I'm pretty sure that it's going to beat him.
Did I get? Oh no.
Did you
Sorry.
did they give you did you send you an email? Did they send you an email?
No, that's just been like that. It was like that when I marked it.
Okay, what'd you roll again? 19 before
20.
Oh, 20. Okay.
19 plus 1.
Okay. So yeah, he does not He does not recognize that's what you did. That's what I mean.
Okay.
You're able to whisper under your breath and kind of move your hand in a way that he's not noticing.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
Right. So he doesn't get it. So what are you casting? To detect thoughts?
Detect thoughts. So
Okay.
initially I learned the surface thoughts, but questions verbally directed at the target creature naturally shape the course of its thoughts, so this spell is particularly effective as part of an interrogation. Yeah, that's the most significant part.
Okay. You can tell that his thinking is about a larger concept than what you all are talking about right now. And the idea of what he's protecting and preserving is much bigger than, his perception of what he's got going on in his mind is much bigger than what he's answering you right now. That's what you get so far.
So if I understand what you're saying, he has something larger in mind, and this conversation is a component of it.
That's correct.
Okay.
So in response to you, Rezmir, being in, I guess you'd say, control or command of this collection point or aggregation point, Rezmir would not tolerate any diversion of funds.
Does he not see that it's for the overall plan?
What's his role?
Rezmir, I think Rezmir would rather risk burning this entire operation than give up any amount of
He's not truly
treasure that's here.
He's not truly devoted.
I think it's exactly the opposite of what you think. I think his devotion is
absolute. Is it so blind that he's not seeing?
Rezmir is so committed that his perspective is nothing would stand in his way. He won't tolerate anything standing in his way. And so what I'm trying to put forth is an idea that what he doesn't know about is to his benefit. Again, I'm here in an oversight role. Now, Joe,
Yeah.
I want to call you on your cell, okay?
I'm on my cell.
Okay. Crap. How do I have a private
Could you
conversation?
hang up and then call, and then just
Can
call
you?
back?
Can I call you on this and have you just put this call on hold?
I can try. I'm not phone savvy.
Hey, guess what?
Mute.
No, it's not that. It's
It'd be his,
I just hung up on him, so now you can call him.
yeah, that's what I was.
Got him! Damn! He's just smiling.
Sign language it.
That's not the other lips I'm reading. That was for you, stream. I don't like this guy.
Yeah, we went fishing today. Caught a ton of perch.
Nice. Did you throw him back? Was it the same one over and over again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just throw him back, put him back on the hook. Throw it out there.
Just cast it out with the fish on there?
Yeah.
Nice. That's fun.
I had to work. My
don't even know.
nephew,
Sure.
maybe something. He went. It's my dad. So
Neat.
he is, how old is he? Like,
He's gonna turn 8. I asked him.
okay. Yeah. He's curious about fishing and all that stuff. So I think it's fun. Good.
Yes.
Oh, it's contagious.
Mess with me.
Did
Take
you
that.
know it's actually considered a form of empathy whenever you see somebody yawning?
Too young.
Yeah.
I feel bad you're tired, so I'm gonna be
We
tired
typed
as
it
well.
Yeah. There was a study being done over a group of people sitting in a room, and after one person started, and then they all started.
And then there's that one person that's like, no, I'm not good.
No, it's the truth.
Oh no.
How does that happen?
So, what was her name? Yesterday. So are those, how are they related to you guys?
Who? Sarah and Mike?
Yes.
Family friends.
Oh, okay, okay. For some reason I thought they were relatives. No. Oh, okay.
Nope. No, they're just. My dad and Randy used to railroad together.
Okay.
So then they just became.
Yeah,
family
that makes
friends.
sense. That's cool. Very cool.
No.
That's all.
I'm checking.
We need to figure out what this dude's role is.
Yeah, I know.
Like, why are you coming to us? If you're an overseer.
Yeah, why? Well, I don't know. Part of me kind of thinks that maybe he sees we're powerful enough to make sure that the treasure goes where it needs to go.
Yeah, but it seems like he's like give you a cut if we.
Yeah, it does seem kind of, I don't know. He doesn't want to give us a cut out in the open. He wants us to steal from the treasure there.
Right, but if it's already going where it needs to go, why does it matter what we're doing?
And here's my thing. What if he's just telling us that and we go to steal it and he lets whoever know that we're going to go steal it and it's a trap for us?
Alright, so he should be called again.
Alright. Because if it is, we get caught.
Ring, ring. Destiny, is that you?
I've been waiting for your call.
So, as Bara is saying, has just finished that thought of, Rezmir's idea is perhaps more intense than what my goal set is.
What is your goal set?
In general, I agree with what Rezmir is trying to do. Perhaps my methodology is just a little different. And there are some things that have been collected that don't necessarily meet the requirements of what Rezmir and the rest of the cult is looking to build. And I'd be happy to tell you where to obtain those. They would be more beneficial to you than the money. Although money is always on the table. What I need from you is an agreement that the workflow here doesn't get impeded.
How would it get impeded?
I think he means if we start meddling.
Well, again, let us speak plainly. If you go on a killing spree, like you've done with the kobolds, because yes, I'm aware that shipments are less regular than they used to be. That causes a problem for me. And since, again, obviously you have a superior capability to others that are employed as escorts, I think it's rather plain. From my perspective, what may be trying to happen, and that's the precise thing that I want to
Avoid.
That's a good word. We want to avoid slowdowns. Productivity is a big deal.
So what you're saying is we are now hired by you to do escorting.
Nope.
He wants to rise up ladder and Colt. You seem like a good way for that to happen.
Then you obviously don't understand my relationship. These are not my people.
So
And
you,
that's okay.
so you have another motivation.
Yes, I'm
I said that our end goals tend to align,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not a member of the cult.
What is your end goal?
There's not enough time to explain that.
Can you simplify?
Quantify?
The Spark Notes version.
TLDR? World burn, lava good?
We
TMI
just want to
bad?
know what all we're getting into before we choose to do something that we may regret later.
Real talk.
It's only fair.
Well, therein lies your motivation for being here in the first place. If you're here for money, then what I'm suggesting is not a problem. If you're here for other reasons, that could become an issue.
But some of us within our group may be here for each other, but other people may be here for individual purposes.
No, I
But we're
can't
still banding together.
I can't answer that one for you.
How do we know that you're not setting us up for a trap by telling us to steal gold?
I'm not telling you to steal gold.
You're wanting us to take gold from the castle.
Yeah, I'm really confused what this guy really wants. Like, it's
I'm saying that I could arrange for your ability to leave with some monetary product
Mm-hmm.
and gold or gems or whatnot to never see you again. I could also tell you where other more useful things to you in your skill set, so to speak, exist.
How can we trust you?
And I don't know that you can.
Then why should we?
Why would you tell us about these things?
Again, Resmir and I have different perspectives on what is acceptable behavior. I look at things and I see an acceptable loss.
If you arrange
He
to have
does
us,
not see acceptable.
if you arrange to have us paid, though, he's not going to be happy with you.
Would you excuse us for a moment
I'm
so I
not-
can
I'm not. Let me say this.
talk?
There is nothing here that I'm telling you about payment.
Okay.
There is no payment. Everything that we discuss here in the dark has to remain in the dark. Perception is nearly as important as reality.
Okay.
Can we huddle?
Huddle.
Okay. So are you wanting to discuss with him later.
Yes.
We'll get back with you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Is that what you're trying to tell him?
Yeah. Yeah.
I leave you to think on it.
We
Let me just leave you with this. In this castle, timing is everything. Early in the morning, you will see different people going to different places. You may notice that they stay in those places for hours until they return, typically in the evening, where they typically stay until the next morning.
Can you state that again?
You might show yourself a benefit by paying attention to schedules. But I look forward to hearing from one or more of you till later. So,
Where can we find you?
oh, I'm here. I'm around.
Message
floor,
received.
fourth floor.
Well, I mean, he can go. He can describe to you what room
Okay.
he stays in.
Okay.
We'll just say it that way.
Um,
He describes the room in the castle that he stays in. I don't have that in front of me.
Right.
He has quarters in the castle where he's been staying.
if we decide to pursue the other things that you discussed, to take them, I suppose, where would we find them?
We'll get there.
Let's have a powwow before we ask
Okay.
some more
Pump the
questions.
brakes.
Okay.
Okay. And with that, he says, "Rest well." And you see him kind of wave his hand, and all the lights go out. And then he opens your door and leaves. Closes the door. You hear a few kind of wet footfalls as he walks away.
All right.
Moist.
Well, there's some boards, and they kind of make some wet till he gets back to the more dry places. All right. So now
Okay, so from what I understand, Resmir is a true believer, wants every piece of gold, every single jewel, everything to go to Tiamat.
Right. I figured.
Whereas our friend Isbara is more, he's okay with grease in the wheels to keep the cart turning.
Uh-huh.
So basically, he'll pay us to go away, or we can keep meddling and Jack step up and he'll try and kill us. But it's not payment, it's a box will fall off a cart that we take and leave.
Oh, okay. I see.
But how do we know where to go?
What do you mean how do we know where to go? We just go away. He just
Okay.
wants us gone. He knows who we are and what we do.
But then how do we know where to go next? We just go away?
Yeah, we just end the campaign here. Well, we got our goal.
Well, no, I'm not saying that's what we would do,
Oh, okay.
but I'm saying that's what he wants.
That's what he
Right.
wants, yeah.
Maybe he's giving us the tools to murder him with.
So are you saying that you think that he would want us to steal, and in the midst of us stealing it for him, and then he kills us and takes what we've stolen for him, and takes maybe what we were going
That's
to
what
keep
I'm
for
wondering.
ourselves? Is that what you're thinking?
No, because him and Resmir have the same end in mind. They just have different means.
Okay.
So Asbara is okay with paying people off to disappear,
Right.
whereas Resmir is like, my gold going to
Yeah.
Tiamat. This is Tiamat's gold.
Yeah.
So he wants to progress. Like, he wants them to get closer to Tiamat or whatever their end goal is, because his end goal matches theirs for now. So he wants us to not mess with his plans.
Okay. So do you think,
What if we did both?
do you think it might be a trap though if we go
we're
after
doing both.
the,
I don't think
And we're
so.
doing both. That's funny.
Wait, from what I was sensing, it didn't feel like a trap. It felt genuine.
okay.
If you're not sinister, but genuine.
Right. Maybe we should go after the stuff and then,
Well, I would like to derail the operation here. Like, that is a goal, would
Yeah.
it not be?
Right.
And it seems like our lizard folks could be of use,
there
you
could be a
know?
way to do that.
Because they also control the basilisks or whatever they
Yeah,
were.
and without the lizard,
Right.
there's no more gold shipments. They're the ones
Right.
carrying the gold. We can make a
get
deal.
Good with them.
We can make a deal.
Didn't see that one. Did you? Did
I'm telling you, this part of the campaign is very sandboxy. I set up a few things, and then it's up to you all how you do stuff.
We could make a deal with the
You decide
lizard
what you want.
people. If we set them free, they have to stop helping the cult ship gold and gems. If they want their freedom,
Let's have a war in this place, and then they can have the castle.
there you go.
They can be free.
Gio's just like, well, that's a thing. Let's take a pin and put it in that.
Or, I'm just spitballing here. We could just keep going with the flow-in and seeing what the cult is doing and, get closer to the big picture. Because right now we're like in a little thread. We want to get up to the main story so we can derail it. If we derail this, who cares?
Yeah, that's true. But if Asbara wants us gone, like now,
that means we're on the right track.
That's true. But what if he does something to?
Where would he like us gone to? That's what I want to know.
Just gone.
God.
But what I'm
Here's
saying
a quarter.
is,
Call someone who cares.
I think the longer that we stay, the more we
care,
run the
man.
risk of Asbara pointing us out, and then Rezmir and some others in the castle
I don't think so because he's not a cultist either.
Hey, did you detect thoughts of where he doesn't want us to go?
Mm.
He doesn't want us to not stay where we want.
I gotcha. Is not love not unlike the unlike love is unlike it too?
What the hell's that?
The ladies, man.
The lady man. It's a movie. It's good stuff.
What?
It's the Saturday Night Live character. They turned him into a movie.
I say let's play. Well, my vote anyway is to play nice and keep following the cultist thread up the ladder.
Yeah, I mean, definitely do that. But I think still we might run the risk of Asbara making us.
Yeah, we're already caught.
Yeah,
by
we've been
him.
caught.
So
Right.
if we
But what I'm saying is he's not a cultist either.
right.
So we could countercall him out.
That's true.
Like he calls us out, and we're like, "What the F? Like, you're paying people on the side to get these shipments where they need to be."
What
and
proof
then
do we have
they
though?
will kill him.
What proof do we have though that he's willing to do that?
See
He
these
literally
magic
just
weapons he gave
offered
it to
to
him.
pay us.
That's true. But we don't have any evidence to prove it. Like
Zone of truth. Did you offer them
There you
us
go.
to get paid?
Zone of truth him. If he
There we
doesn't
go.
answer,
Now we have defense that we can hang
that's
out.
true.
Shit.
That's true. That is a defense.
It's fine.
Because if he does call us out, it's zone of truth, and then if he doesn't answer, then we know, or we can just tell everybody like, hey, if he's not answering, he's lying. Yeah.
So basically, we need to find out where this stuff is going, so we can follow our cultist thread, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's coming here. I'm just saying, let's observe the castle and its goings on. You said timing's very important. People are going to be coming and going, staying there all day, and then returning to their quarters and staying there all night.
Right.
So we'll have free reign to sneak around and do stuff.
We just need to figure out
Sounds
where
like-
the special treasure is too.
Maybe because he mentioned because of what you just said. Maybe we need to figure out who these people are, and like why they're coming and why they're staying and who they know. Because he did
It
mention
might not
that.
just be people, but
Yeah.
groups.
Because he was intentional about saying that.
Right. Because it's like the lizard folks go one way and the bullywugs go one way,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and then the castle is free reign.
I don't know. Like this is just like so expansive. You're trying to figure out what to do.
Yep.
Well, I think we need to find him and just say,
What if we went to Rezmir and we're like, hey, this dude's dirty.
And we go up through the ranks that way.
And then we get in, and we're basically in the cult then.
No, that's funny right there.
But then Rezmir could tell them that we've killed kobolds, and
Tracking
You
him.
know that?
that's true. And we know that his group can't be trusted because we've been told that multiple times. His wizard, or not wizard, whatever they are, his sorcerers of Thay, or wizards of Thay, or whatever, yeah. They can't be trusted.
The red wizard is there.
Yeah, we know they can't be trusted.
Nobody ought to make me on.
We could totally do that.
Huh. I think that'd be really entertaining.
But also, if we got paid to go away, it doesn't mean we can't circle back.
It's true. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Exists in more places than just here, you know.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Just like take it, leave-ish, and then
Wait for him to leave and then come back.
follow him. Yeah.
Ooh, we could follow him too.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking.
What sounds like the most entertaining to you, Dave? And we will go with that route.
I want to sneak. I want subterfuge. I want to be wheeling and dealing in the castle.
Yeah? Then we gotta deal with our
Turn him
factions.
into Rezmir.
Our factions. Getting good. We already have our in with the crocodiles.
Right.
So we just gotta get in with the cultists. Cultize.
Well, I mean, based on your interaction with Snapjaw,
Yeah.
I mean, Snapjaw
Golden.
I mean, they're at least early on. I mean, his idea was, hey, if we can get rid of all these people, get them all out of the mirror, that'd be awesome.
Right.
Because they just want to sit here and worship their dragon.
Right.
They don't. I mean, they're not interested in the other politics. They want to get rid of the bullywugs. They want to get rid of everybody.
Yeah, which was our original.
So
Our words
I mean,
to
that's,
him.
that's one of the things that you all had just talked about here is what if you basically burn the whole lot to the ground, you know what I mean? If you just start a revolution. I think of all the stuff that you've said, that is
Derail it.
well, I'm just saying that's probably the most straightforward answer. But there are reasons why you would choose that, or to do a more subterfuge thing, whether it's do sneaky to sneak Mr. Sneaky Pants, or try and turn the tides on Asbara, or I mean,
Yeah, there's lots of things.
I mean, how you go from here. This is you. There isn't a right answer, and there's not a wrong answer. Well, it's wrong if you decide to drink the magic Kool-Aid and we all die overnight. I mean, that's the wrong answer. But outside of that, it's kind of what you all want to do.
Can't stop us now.
I don't have a vested answer on any of those. Any of these methods forward is
Entertaining to you?
they're perfectly viable. I'm gonna get some coffee. Anybody wants coffee?
Oh, good, thank you.
Rand's
I'll take.
thinking about it. I
Yeah,
saw that face. I was like, I saw that. I think I want.
just a little bit, please. I don't want anything else in there.
No,
There.
you got enough cream to last till tomorrow.
Yeah, I
All
got
right.
some coffee and they put too much creamer in there, so yeah.
That's very creamy.
Yeah, it's too much. Exactly.
So, do we want to help Snapjaw? I have a feeling where the magical stuff is. Because remember, we went into that one room in the courtyard. There was a spire in the courtyard that we went around the door, and all of a sudden there was the whatever they are, the guard drakes or whatever, started barking at us. I mean, that's when we got caught, per se, when we were just walking around. So I have a feeling that's where some nicer stuff is stored.
I'll venture off with somebody. I'm kind of paranoid to go off by myself again after what happened that one time. like walking towards somebody, and I almost died.
Yeah.
I don't know when this was.
We were on the little island, and the
Yeah,
zombie
near the bog.
bit her arm.
Yeah, I was like being nice, and I was like,
Remember that?
hi.
That's how the zombie.
Oh, yeah.
encounter
Oh,
started.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When a
So-
mysterious person came up and
Yes.
she talked to
Yeah,
her.
You're like,
I-
hi.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go,
immediately.
I'm gonna go
Be
talk
nice
to you.
and,
The
like,
rest of us are like, don't
kill her.
Well, I was just like, trying to put my character, so I think from now on, like, if I'm till I feel more comfortable, thank you. I'll venture off outside of the castle. I would just like to be with somebody.
Fair enough. Yeah. I don't know. I think we should play our role with our lockjaw and get a few more revoltees before we turn in Nesbara. Because I think that'd be a great thing to do. Be like, yo, we're trying to work our way up the cult. You know.
Yeah, this dude's bad. Yeah.
We're the what did he say his role was? He's an overseer. Well, we're the overseer of the overseers. You know, we're making sure the
Well, who oversees the overseers?
yeah, exactly. That's why there's 5 of us.
Who oversees the overseers?
We oversee each other.
Who audits the auditors?
Yeah.
Damn you, IRS. Damn you.
It wasn't supposed to be political, man. It wasn't supposed to be political. Everyone pays taxes. Everybody pays taxes. Okay. So we'll just say morning comes. You know.
So you're gonna split off and we're gonna split off and Ollie can stay and sleep in?
Sure.
Or
Okay.
do you wanna go?
Are you heading out before
I don't care.
like sunrise or what?
Oh.
Because I was going to describe
I would-
castle operations. I didn't know what your plans were.
What, I would like to know, like, when do the people start to leave that come and stay?
That what?
That come and stay, when do they leave?
Usually a little after, right around early sunrise. Once dawn comes up and you kind of have the rooster crow kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
you tend to have the castle wake up and start moving around.
Okay.
You have the bullywugs who are doing their training and stuff with their beasts that happen in the kind of the main courtyard,
Mm-hmm.
outdoor courtyard of the castle. The lizard folk that leave to do hunting and pickups and stuff like that, there usually are kind of the morning they leave. The bullywugs kind of wander around and keep an eye on things. I mean, they're more of the grunt, brute force kind of
Right.
people. Although if you were to look at the lizard folk, the strongest warriors in the building are lizard folk, but the largest capable force are bullywugs. If you understand what I'm saying, like
Oh, I understand.
you have
what
some
you're
elite,
saying.
you have some elite troop type
Right.
thought process that are some lizard folk, but most of them are generally weak. Most of them are just serving around the castle, and the bullywugs are most of the
Who are the
force, and so they go off on patrols, and most of those are outside of the castle anyway.
who were the people that he was referencing to that were coming for a few days and staying and then leaving? Do you know who that was?
Well, what he was saying is that they have expectations of new shipments to be arriving
Okay.
from the lizard folk.
Oh,
And
okay.
he's aware that since your arrival,
Right.
that process seems to be disrupted.
Okay.
So he's aware that you all cut your way out of the Carnath Roadhouse to get here.
Okay.
I mean, he's like, there are other lizard folk that he's aware of. And he understands it's only been a couple of days. And he's like, I knew you're trying to play off as cultists, but cultists wouldn't have done that.
Right.
I mean, he's aware that you cut your way here, you weren't led here. That's what he was referring to.
Okay. What are you wanting to do?
I mean, I'm okay with whatever. think if we, I kind of like the idea of just taking the payment or going to get the stuff and then pretending to leave and then following them back, and we can use the alligator, or we can use the crocodile people, lizard folk, get back in, and then set off a huge war.
Yeah, but we still don't know where we're going after we do this.
If we follow, because they may retreat with whatever they can while the war is going on. If they think that the treasure is being threatened, they may take a caravan or something and bolt as fast as they can. And we can kind of keep an eye out and see where they're going.
Yeah, but if we get talkings to with head honcho, Rezmir,
Yeah. And pick out Asbara.
and then tell Asbara's bad and be like, all right, now we're going to be taking this next shipment. Where's it going?
Yeah, could be a way in with Asbara, or I mean with
Rezmir.
Rezmir. Yeah. If we get in good with Rezmir, we can say he might be a threat to your end goal. Because Tiamat wouldn't be getting as much gold as you think.
Yeah.
He may say he has the same goal, but I don't know. I'm
So
down
we
for
want to
whatever.
do that, or just kind of like moving around a little bit more? Because
I'm okay with whatever.
So you all,
Hey.
morning is starting to get here, and you can start hearing the clunking around and the thumping of different people. You can hear the castle waking up, so to speak. Different people are coming down to do their jobs. It's much less quiet. And you notice that light is coming in the crude arrow slits from your room. And so you can tell that it's time to get ready. As you're sitting there, you hear on your door, and the door opens up, and it's one of the cultists that you've seen, while you've been doing sorting, things like that. When you were at the table, they just kind of beat on the door. They're like, it's up and around, starting another day. Let's go, everybody. And then kind of leave the door still cracked, with some portion. It's not standing wide open, nor is it returned fully closed. And they just kind of stick their head in like, all right, morning call. And you can hear them kind of trot off. Meanwhile, you start hearing some kind of a mix between croaking and chanting going on. It's quiet, but you can hear a going on, some kind of a noise, but it's not white noise, right? You can hear this kind of a croakish chanting, and over the next couple of minutes it gets louder, and you can hear the bullywugs kind of doing this croaking, chanting thing they're doing. It's the best way I can describe it.
Right.
If frogs were Franciscan monks, you know what I mean? That kind of a semi-musical chant croak thing. As a whole group of bullywugs, they basically pass by your door because they're all going down into the ground. They lift the door up into the ground, and the whole
They're going for their little
a whole crew of them,
Hanky-panky.
whole crew of them head down. Maybe a dozen.
Oh,
And then
it's a
they
good orgy.
they kind of close the door behind them, and you can hear them kind of slowly echo off down into the. Wow. Didn't think that's where it was going.
Hey,
But there's this
where the tadpoles are.
idea,
See like
this,
three of them coming out with the smoke.
this idea of, some kind of noise headed down there.
Is there anybody leading them, or is it just a group of them together.
Roll perception.
12, and I don't think I have.
Scroll down.
No, even 12.
You don't know anybody by name. It's not like somebody you noticed, but it did seem like one of them was more dressed up than the others.
Okay.
But you're not.
He's the leader.
Now you say that, it makes the next thing I have to say really bad. You did notice that this one that seemed dressed up, the more you think about it, was like
The pimp?
was
Had a furry hat.
was somebody wearing women's lingerie?
Oh.
That actually goes through your mind. Like, was that women's lingerie?
And then I'm going to try really hard to forget that.
But it's what you saw, and it's what you're
Okay.
thinking.
Okay.
I think you need to send your unseen servant down there.
Sounds like a good time. Maybe you should conjure up a tadpole.
Oh God!
Eyes
You
of the
need to
beast.
send a swimmer. Why don't you send a swimmer down there?
See what's going on. Might give us a little more information.
Okay, I guess I'll go go into the castle and just start kind of walking around, looking at the sorting, see if anybody came in there differently.
Okay. You sit down, you see people that you've seen before. You see other people, wandering around doing their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that a guy who comes in who appears to be some kind of leather worker, bringing a bunch of fresh kind of leather bags of various sizes, and you overhear him telling somebody else and kind of notices you and is like, okay, these are bags for us to put stones in, so when you're sorting,
Right.
make a bag of green, don't mix the green with the red, and there's various sizes of bags to hold different volumes of gems before you could tie them up, but they're little leather bags of different stuff that you could put coinage or gems or stuff in there.
Okay.
You see him having that conversation. As you're standing there, you roll me another perception check.
A 1.
Okay. So as you're standing there, you
Those
hear
were ladies' underwear.
those three guard drakes that wander out. You kind of hear them kind of, I guess you'd say, bark or moan or whatever noises they make. You can tell that they're walking around behind you out in the courtyard that is on the other side of your door.
Okay.
You can hear that. But other than that, there's nothing obvious in your interaction.
Okay.
Is anybody else getting up?
Yeah, I'm gonna get up.
Oh, well, you're with her.
Yeah. Well, okay, yeah. I want to kind of keep my
We
eyes
have to
out.
split up because we're the talkie-talkie
I
people.
know.
Things get rough.
I want to keep my eyes out for Resmir.
Okay. So as you walk out your door and through the main hall where Pandora is, you walk out into the courtyard. I cannot find my freaking maps. I need to go get them. Anyway, you walk out into the main courtyard, and about the time you're out there, you also hear this barking noise, and you see Resmir emerge from his portion of the gate, and you can see him walk across the courtyard, and the bullywugs are all, they all kind of turn around and they seem to do some kind of salute-ish thing, but it's not one that you would recognize. They like hold up their.
Lots of.
Yeah, he's not that. He doesn't know everything. You can see some kind of acknowledgement. It seems to be a pseudo-formal acknowledgement of Resmir as he's crossing the kind of the main open area, and he goes into what looked, I guess, last time when you were exploring, there was a room that looks like it goes into like a chapel kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he goes into that room. You see him.
Oh, so he's going upstairs to the other dudes.
So you see him walk over there.
in the chapel.
Just saying, you see him kind of walk into that location. I'm gonna go try and find my map so we can have a better conversation.
You mean a battle?
Like follow him in there.
Jose, do you want to go find Snapjaw?
Find what?
Snapjaw? Lockjaw?
Snaptrap.
Snaptrap? Claptrap?
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 Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Because there was that room at the top of the alligator that we weren't allowed to go into. So maybe if we grab him, we can go up there and see what that's all about.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to get into the places that we haven't been into.
Yeah.
I've got 2 spells of invisibility. So.
There you go. Ooh. Perfect.
So we can do that. They only last for an hour, but that should be enough time if we need a distraction and then send one of us in type thing. To where I can make you invisible and then BS my way of why I'm standing at this doorway for so long. Why are those books there? It's the owls. They're reading again.
Yeah.
Damn learned nocturnal beings. I gotta.
Sounds pretty.
Because I can't find any pages that I want you to have. But here's this. Joe, you should be able to see this. So where I'm saying right now, Pandora, you're kind of in this area right here.
Okay.
Because this is your room where you sleep in, this right
Right.
here. And so there's the door that the bullywugs were kind of going down. You came back around, you're in this room.
Okay.
And Zadova was walking out here and saw Resmir go into this room.
Okay.
This is the chapelish thing. I don't have another word. Anyway, I need to go print the other. I'm missing other map levels.
Okay.
Because you've walked around enough that I don't feel like there needs to be like a big fog of war.
Right.
You know, you need to be able to decide where you want to go. So let me go
Right.
print that up right now. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I gotta have this because I can't authenticate with that.
Get my email about the bill.
What? Oh, okay.
Joe, I finally got one of those clip draws.
One of those what?
Clip draws that you told us about, or told me about, like, I think like a year ago or something like that.
What did I have?
Clip.
The holster?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How do you like it?
I really like it. I'm really glad you showed it to me because I was having trouble finding something that I was really comfortable with. But
Good.
yeah, really like it.
Yeah, it's nice. It's not bulky, but it's secure.
Right. Yeah, it's perfect. So I couldn't tell you how many I've gone through trying to find one that I like.
Was it in?
Yeah.
In waste.
Yes. But I just I never could find anything that I liked. So
Does the one have a Loctite though?
I did Loctite. Yeah, I Loctited the screws in because I went out to the range and some of them came loose, but I just Loctited them back in.
So, you know, they're never getting out. Did you use blue or red?
Blue.
Okay, you can get those.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, I'm not. Yeah.
If you did
I'm
red,
making this permanent. Yeah.
those are never coming out.
I know. But
Shady business.
it's
It works, though,
Oh yeah, for
for
sure.
eternity.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, I mean, I just figured, blue it does the job, and if I ever want to take it off, I can take it off. So, yeah. I don't see myself ever taking it off, though.
Well, maybe you'll switch hands one of these days.
Yeah.
Because that would mess you up
Hey.
on the draw.
Oh, gosh.
Never know.
Yeah, that's true. Never know when you gotta use your offhand.
If I want to use it.
What?
Just if I want to use it or carry it.
Oh, yeah.
If you hang your arm off the back of the chair till it goes numb to the stranger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, chat. Hopefully someone's watching.
Okay. So to make this, so this is of course nope. Keep going. Oh, because there's this too.
We'll have to put it onto the side.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
Now we got everything.
Okay. So this is the ground level, and this is the mid level. This is the third level. So you can see that, like, this turret has a first, second, and third level. This turret has a first, second, and third level.
Right.
This area right here is just first and second, and then there's a roof, right? This area is first and second and a roof. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
This little room with the spire is 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
This is, by the way, is the kitchen. If you remember the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the kitchen.
Where they
vertically.
do the cooking by the book.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
That's the way you do it, Dave. You can't tell him he's wrong.
And then this is the this area right here, and you had gone upstairs into that as well. And then this is the area where you saw the lizard folk here, and this is the second and third floor, generally where the lizard folk are. So there's different, different sections. Mm-hmm.
This is helpful.
So feel free to say, I want to go to this place, and I will just try my best to get you there.
All right.
Obviously, there's quote unquote a billion rooms when it comes to how big this castle is. Remember, each one of these squares is 20 feet. Each one of these squares is a 4x4 when you draw it on this.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
So each one of these squares is 4 squares by 4
Yes.
squares on a 1-inch grid. It's
So
20 feet by 20 feet.
Where
It's
was it?
significantly bigger. If I printed this entire building out, it would be in 1-inch squares, like the size of this room.
Yeah.
I mean, it's enormous.
So where was it that they were at whenever they were trying to go up towards an area and they were blocked off? Was it
When you describe better,
okay? So
When you were
Right here.
yeah, when they were going upstairs and they were trying to look
made
at
you go back
books.
up.
Which one? Oh, books?
Yeah.
Books is here.
books is
here,
right. Books
here.
is
Okay.
in this area. Yeah, you had gone upstairs here and saw kind of
This
a
is the chapel.
yeah. That's the chapel, and then you went upstairs to staging, and you tried to go upstairs to up here, and they were like,
You can't.
this isn't
Okay.
a place for you to be.
Yeah.
You kind of got up to here, and they were like, what are you doing? Go away.
Right.
We were
kind of
trying to go.
piss off hoser, and they kind of shunted you down here. This is where a lot of the book sorting was happening.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is the poop shoot room, right?
That's correct. When you walked over there on the ground floor,
yes,
Yeah, that's poop shoot room.
it was very,
smelling.
yes, excrement laden, rotten food gets dumped there, kind of a thing.
And
It's gross.
this is where we were blocked off by the guard drakes from going in here. So we have no idea about this room.
Okay.
That's still unexplored.
And let me give you. Make sure I describe everything. So those two kind of back rooms in that main tower. So when you go in this main tower, what Asbara told him was these rooms right here. He's staying in the center keep, is what he told you.
Oh, he's in the center?
Oh,
Shoot,
well,
that's not what
at least
He's overseeing.
at least on the ground floor. He's like, I'm staying there in the center, the center turret on the ground floor.
Hmm.
Those are his words.
I want to follow Rosemary into the chapel. Just kind of like give him a little bit, and then just kind of walk in.
So you're saying you're going to let him walk in, you're going to like count to 5 and then you walk in?
Give him like, a good maybe minute or so to kind of do what he's going to do, and then walk in.
Okay. Excuse me. by the time you get in there,
Mm.
Resmir is gone.
Okay.
Resmir's not in there when you walk in there.
Okay. Do I hear any footsteps, or I mean, does it sound like he's walking away, or is he just totally gone?
You definitely hear people above you.
Okay.
I don't know whether or not you'd recognize a voice. Roll perception.
The camera's like,
Down.
Oh,
3.
Oh, is it doing the autofocus thing?
yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's not now.
Is that helping?
No, it's still good.
it was working till what?
Okay.
Does that fix anything?
Nope.
That's weird.
Yeah, I turned off the autofocus a
Suddenly.
long time ago, so I can't see it.
I can't
This-
tell that it's.
Mainly this map is the one that's going, it looks like it's
Yeah.
going crazy.
It doesn't do it with my hands there.
Do we need to
It was working fine.
have something on it to keep it from going?
Does this make it better or worse if we put this on there?
I'll just throw
That's
that.
over.
Does that make it better or worse?
It
That's-
stopped.
Good now, yeah.
And we'll call that good.
So. I
So what'd
hear
you roll?
That 3. I didn't.
You
perceive it.
can hear voices and stuff.
Okay.
Obviously above you, which does not shock you based on other times you've been generally in this area.
So the door is closed behind me, though, right?
If you want the door to
Yeah.
be closed behind you.
Yeah.
Did you close the door behind you?
I closed the door behind me.
He
when I walked
closes
in.
the door behind him.
Okay. You close the door
Um,
behind you and
Behind you?
I want to just kind of slowly walk up the stairs. Yeah. And see if I can perceive what's being
okay.
said.
Roll stealth.
Okay. Gosh.
Good job, Ollie.
Yeah, I know. Right? Let me see what my plus is. I know it's.
You're not dexterous.
I'm still 11.
Okay.
Somewhat. And then.
Yeah, you laugh at his stuff.
So
I have no
so you rolled 11,
Mhm.
and now you're moving upstairs.
Yeah, just slowly. And if I hear anyone, it sounds like they're coming back down. I want to kind of walk back down.
Okay. You don't hear anyone necessarily walking downstairs. You hear, I suppose, I don't know if you would recognize Resmir's voice, but you definitely hear statements that are like, good job, continue the good work,
Mhm.
you know, remember the good of what we're doing is, you know, outside of, you know, as long as we find the value and toss the worthless, there's no reason to lug around more than what we need to.
Mhm.
But keep everything that would be considered valuable.
Mhm.
So you hear some of those kind of words
Mhm.
being spoken. There's other conversation, you know, if sir appreciated,
Mhm.
and then more walking. But you can tell that more than likely that was Resmir going on up.
Mhm.
But at the same time, you hear the other people in that room continuing to kind of, what do you think this is? Does this look, you know, what do you think this is about? You can tell that they're opening and shutting books. You can hear the thundering of shuffling through books and scroll materials. You can hear them unrolling things and kind of reading statements aloud to each other. You know, does this mean anything to you? Is this,
Right.
you know, what do you think about this? So there's a conversational tone that's happening in that room above you.
Okay.
But there doesn't seem to be anything particularly interesting, I would say, to your ears. It's not like, oh, they just
Really
discovered
stands
how to, you know, how to cure cancer. It's not like that.
Right.
It's just they're
General.
opening books and they're saying, hey, this one looks like it's about, you know, how to treat wounds, and this one sounds like, oh, this is a cookbook. I don't think that's worth anything. And
Okay.
so you can hear them having conversations and about what it is they're reading, trying to make some determination and deal with some sorting. I mean, that's the stuff that you're hearing.
Okay. Okay. I'll just walk back down kind of slowly and leave the chapel and go back to the sorting area, I guess.
Okay.
So this actually is this is the room that I would, or wait, no, that's level 3.
Yeah.
So this
That's
is
the
the room
room
that I
that-
was listening in on.
Yeah, you're basically listening on to that into that area.
On the stairs is the first.
Is it possible to go up the stairs without going into that room?
Your memory is that there's a landing there, and that you most likely would be seen if you
Oh,
were
okay.
up there. But
Okay.
yes, there's a landing with product there,
Okay.
and stuff's being sorted both in that room and on that landing.
Okay.
I mean, just by looking up the stairs and kind of walking up, you can kind of see that there are, there's a box here with some full of scrolls, and there's a box here that's kind of got books, and there's a box, you can tell there's product that's kind of in this area being gone through.
Okay. Is there anything that I can grab as far as okay.
You probably could. You're gonna have to roll stealth again.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll try to
So roll stealth and roll sleight of hand.
okay. 12 for the stealth.
Okay.
And 13 for sleight of hand.
Okay. So you have something.
Okay. I will. Do I know what it is? Can I see what it is?
Roll me a d6. On an odd, it will be a scroll, and on an even, it will be a book.
Okay, it's odd.
Okay.
3.
So you have a scroll.
Okay. Can I look at it and see what it is?
Sure.
Okay.
Fireball.
I need you
My
to.
favorite.
I need you to roll
Best drink ever.
a d6.
3.
Okay. And then I need you to roll. Roll a d20.
Okay. 10.
Okay. Hold on.
Okay. Delivery to resident.
And message received.
Oh.
Do you get migraines, or is it just like headaches because of like the
It's the pressure
temperature?
change.
I wonder if that's what I was getting a headache from earlier.
This is not working. This app is failing me.
Oh.
You stubbed your toe or ran over.
I just
Ooh.
First.
No fun.
Ow. Just, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
That's like a level 9 spell right there.
Yeah.
When you get wish that you like stub Tiamat's toe.
Yeah. In the campaign, right there.
Just, I'd like to cut the nail at the quick and then punch it.
Yeah. Blood goes everywhere.
You hear a blood curdling scream.
Critical hit.
Yeah.
That would drop me to my knees real quick.
Well, see, that's on not even my sensitive toe. See, the one that I had that pin in, this one.
Mm-hmm.
If I
Oh.
stub the one that I
gosh.
had that pin in,
Oh,
now
yeah.
the pin's gone, but
Right.
because where the pin was, the skin isn't deep over that,
Oh,
on the
yeah,
pad,
you're gonna feel
so
that.
it's like bone with just a very thin piece of skin. You flick that the right way, that'll put me on my knees,
Mhm.
like
Hands on your
bam,
knees.
right
hands
on
your
your
knees.
like wow, it'll just kill me. All right, now I will see if this one works. You are a sorcerer, correct?
Uh-huh.
Great. And what did you roll? You rolled
3 on the D6.
Right.
And
a
a
10 on your D20.
10. Yep. Another 20.
Oh, a 3rd level spell. 10 charges.
Yeah.
No.
Squirrel. underwater masquerading.
There you go.
You found a scroll of haste.
Oh, ooh. Okay. All right.
What? Interesting. Not only do you steal the crap from everybody else, you find good stuff too.
Oh man. Scroll.
Scroll of haste.
I'll see if I can add it. It's not.
What? Oh, I'm getting ready to show you. This right here, one of the things Michael's found. Yeah, that's what he wants you to add to the game. Stuff like that, where it's just entertaining.
Is it, what level is it?
Hmm?
What level is it?
It's a level 3
Find
spell.
haste.
Okay. I tried
What?
to.
What?
Yeah, it's a
Neat.
that was one that I was gonna take.
It's a level 3 spell.
That's cool.
Now, obviously, it's a scroll.
Right, so it
Sorcerer,
goes
so it's
away.
not like you can.
Learn it. Right.
Well, I mean, sorcerers don't
Right. Don't learn.
learn the same way.
He does though. Yeah.
He does, though.
Yeah.
Joe's getting ready to learn haste.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let's see if I can. Spell scroll. How do
This is great.
There we go. Sweet.
Send me the link.
It's gonna be all right.
That's awesome.
I'll have to see if I can just come.
I had some kind of book.
Can you do search?
No, I already.
Oh.
Okay, is that it? You're gonna grab that and
I want to
shuffle off.
No. I want to see if I can get something that's less important, or it seems important, like an important book, but
Okay.
not like a scroll or anything like that, but like an important book that like Resmir might be interested in. See if there's anything there. But before.
So you're going to get a little more aggressive in your search.
Right, which before I do that, I want to use my Wand of Silence and cast it
you the text
in that area. Not where the other people are encompassed by it, but mainly where I am. So that way they can't hear me shuffling through stuff, basically.
Okay. Okay. Then you have cast Silence in your, like, immediate area.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, that'll give you advantage
Okay.
on your stealth,
Okay.
but not on your sleight of hand.
Okay. All right.
So I need you to roll.
Oh, I had advantage.
Oh my god, that's pretty funny.
12.
Did you send it to him?
Yeah.
12 on stealth.
Okay.
And then
With the fancy on war.
is a nat 20.
Speak with Dad.
On sleight of hand.
Okay. So as you are walking through here, and you know you're thackering through things and shifting, the motion of what you're doing draws the attention of one of the dragon claws that is doing the sorting work, and you hear him kind of call out to you, "Hey, what are you doing?" At the time that he says those things, you happen to have a book in your hand, and your sleight of hand, you act like you are putting it down, and instead you pocket it.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just saying, you have a book. We'll determine what the book is in a minute.
Okay.
But he's like, "Hey, what are you doing up here?"
Okay.
Is he from Brooklyn?
Hey, you! What are you guys doing up here?
What you got?
I was sent up
What
here.
you's doing? You putting hands on the goods there, yeah?
Oh yeah, I was sent up here to sort through books.
This has been our job. How would you know what to sort through? What makes you qualified?
I'm a member of the cult.
That sounds so good.
Yeah.
God.
And he says,
I know
but Rezmir has
Things.
I know
things.
things.
Yeah, I know
Rezmir
things.
has
I know people.
hold on a second. Says we've been chosen by Rezmir to do this work. He has not mentioned that he assigned anyone else to this job. Perhaps we should go upstairs and ask him.
All right.
All right. So he's like,
Oh God.
come with me.
All right.
And he walks you upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And as he's walking you up to the 3rd floor, 2 other dragon claws come up behind him.
Okay.
Okay, so it's you. There's now 3 dragon claws,
Uh,
and they
Derek
they,
wanted to
they,
roll a warlock, so this is how he's doing it.
He knocks on the door.
Uh.
I believe it is. Hold on, let me go get the correct person who's answering the door. So pardon me while I verify.
Bye, Derek.
Hey, you're the one who wanted to,
Oh, I got a plan.
you got a plan, you got a
I
pan,
do.
you about to fry that chicken in your hand.
Oh yeah.
Got a hot pan?
I'm greasing a whole chicken.
Oh yeah.
Don't wash your hands because you're going to be licking them.
Oh, Miss Peaches.
Did the cooking by the book.
She cooks by the book.
She does. She cooks by the pound.
Ooh.
Take you to that town.
God.
So as they take you up, they knock on the door, and Rezmir opens the door and says, "Why are you bothering me? You know that I'm here working. I gave you new instructions before." And one of the dragon claws says, "This cultist claims that you assigned him to help us sort books. We just need to verify the validity of that claim."
You can use persuasion.
Yeah.
Shame on persuasion.
And Rezmir goes, "Oh, really? Very interesting." And he looks at you and he says, "Have a seat. Let us discuss your job."
All
Are you
right.
interviewing for the job you never had?
SED robes.
Yeah.
"It's time for the casting couch." And he says, "Please take a seat on the casting couch. Let's see how good you do."
The casting couch.
Bad.
He instructs the other dragon claws to set up the video cameras to see how well you may work on screen. So, are you okay with taking off your robes a little bit and letting us?
Oh no.
I have
just
this.
kidding.
I have this magic wand.
I will fireball myself.
I need you to do this to that guy. Will you do that on camera? All right. So
I don't believe I know that spell.
Yeah.
So he just asked you to take a seat.
Uh-huh.
He's basically has a. You walk into a room that is lavishly furnished. There is. It would appear at first blush that no expense has been spared.
Mhm.
So it's definitely things that you may have been accustomed to in your previous life.
All
So
right.
it is everything is immaculately carved. It is put together. It is incredible quality. Everything that you're laying eyes on.
Mhm.
And so he invites you to sit in a chair, leather upholstery, hand stitched. I mean, it's
Yeah.
nice.
Okay.
And he just says, "Why don't you take a seat?"
All right.
I'd like this one. Just walk out with it.
And he basically says, he tells the other dragon claws, he's like, "Thank you." Kind of waves them back. "You can go work." It's like, so we've met.
Oh
haven't we?
man.
We have.
I know.
Not formally.
Do tell.
Well,
Obviously, you know me.
yes, of course. I'm a king, actually. So I'm accustomed to these sorts of things.
Okay.
I always thought he was a queen, but you know.
It's like maybe a king in your own mind, but
Maybe not here,
there
no.
are no kings here.
Maybe not. But I I know Asbara, I spoke with Asbara earlier, or I did, and I'm here to provide my support to the cult as much as possible.
So, what brings your interest into the cult?
Well, I believe in the cause.
And what would that be?
Tiamat.
What does that even mean?
What do you think of me?
We're waiting.
Well,
You've been in this alone,
I know,
so good
I know.
luck.
Well,
Good thing I got 2 invisibility spells.
I
Enjoyed making it out.
Oh man.
I want to worship Tiamat in any way that I can.
Oh, really?
My kingdom is willing to provide support.
Oh, really?
Any sort of support you might need.
Point to your mouth.
Yeah.
Is that full frontal support?
Yeah. We will bend over.
Firmly grasp.
This kind of support. This kind of support.
I know that we need treasure. We need jewels and things
You're
like
willing
that.
to take one for the team?
My kingdom can help provide that.
So, what makes you think we need your money?
Well, you're trying to get as much as you can, right?
We only steal from the poor.
So, why is it that you think that we are amassing things?
As far I told.
As Bara told us.
Okay. So, what did it?
Yes, we got it.
So, what do you think Asbara told you?
You were amassing this gold for Tiamat.
Okay. So far, you haven't said anything that tells me why you'd be interested in us doing that.
My lineage is with a dragon. Anything that has to do with a dragon, it's my interest.
Ah, do tell.
Yes.
Your loins are of a dragon?
Give her a backstory.
Oh god.
I'm gonna roll up my sleeves
Do tell.
so he can see my scales.
You've got scales?
I do.
You're a dragonborn?
No. It's part of a sorcerer thing.
What the shit is going on?
You see him go, well,
Fujiro shoots him out a window.
Very interesting. So,
Your mother and your father.
so he says,
You haven't read
what
the story.
is,
I can't remember the whole story.
obviously, you're of some fraction dragon. Congratulations on being a superior race. But what is your
I'm a celestial.
interest in Tiamat?
Like I said, anything pertaining to dragons is of interest to me.
Find your answer
Vague.
very vague.
We're dead, guys.
Tiamat is just not a dragon. So describe to me why you feel led to worship her.
Well, my ancestor.
She's my mom.
I was gonna say.
Hold up.
Why would you not say that?
No.
I totally would have.
Humperdinck once served Tiamat.
Who? Prince Humperdinck?
No. It's part of my backstory.
And so you feel like it's required of you?
It's my spiritual calling because he once served her.
Beep, 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 beep. Yep, bullshit meter's going off.
I see.
Sell it, dude.
So
Sell
what
it.
benefit would you bring to the greater cause?
Well, I told you, the support of my kingdom, and I'm a powerful sorcerer.
So what kind of wealth?
Just laying all the cards out there.
So what kind of wealth is available from your kingdom?
Whatever you need.
How? Well, that's not an answer. That sounds like more like someone who's trying to make a deal. I doubt you're that big.
Oh my god!
Do you want to see my kickstand? No.
Oh my gosh.
That's okay. You don't have to fall down on that account.
Oh god!
Let's get on with this.
You speak of wealth that would be made available.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that's interesting. But I ask you how much, and you say all, and that's disingenuous to say the least, which makes me question your entire line of promises.
What would you want? What would you may be interested in?
Well, I am interested in everything.
Okay.
Obviously,
Gems, gold.
Our first
okay,
wives.
you say that you understand what it is we do here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then of course you know what we're after.
Right.
Then why are you asking me questions like that?
I'm just saying I'm willing to provide.
And I'm saying if I were to
Your brain's just there.
take you, if I were to look upon you as a strategic ally,
Mhm.
why does that benefit me as opposed to us just taking the time to take it from you anyway? What is your value here?
We have a mighty.
Because right now, I'm not seeing value.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah. Well, we have a mighty army. It would be incredibly difficult to take anything from us.
Okay.
5 of us.
There's 5 of us.
There's 5 of us. We're mighty.
My kingdom. What could we provide that would be of value?
Well, it's not a single thing.
Mm-hmm.
Rip.
If
Let's see what that elephant's trunk can do.
Offer your
if
services.
you claim you
Bend
have
the
all this
knee.
wealth,
Mm-hmm.
then why isn't it here with you now? If you've come all this way to worship,
Oh, but some of it is.
again, you have to understand that you come here speaking of a kingly reign, yet you are dressed the way you're dressed. You claim to be these things.
I'll pull out my scroll of pedigree
Okay.
and my signet ring and put it on.
Okay.
Ooh, boom! Didn't see that one, did you?
And show him.
It's like,
This is, this proves my lineage. It's a fine dog chow.
it's fine. What?
Dog chow.
All right. So that still doesn't answer the question. If you legitimately came here with the wealth in order to aid the cause, where are your porters? Where is this wealth? Because I shouldn't, if you're on my side, we shouldn't be having this conversation. You should be arriving at my gates with your porters telling me of, here's all the stuff you're bringing to add. So again, I think you're being disingenuous.
I have some of the wealth on me, just a taste. Just the tip.
And only for a minute?
Yeah.
He's like, well, so where's some of this?
I will open my pocket
Mhm.
and show him 10 platinum and my book that I just got.
Okay. Now let's find out what that book was.
Yeah.
Okay. So I need you to roll odds and evens for me.
Okay. Of what? What dice?
D6.
Okay. A 1.
Okay.
Okay.
And now I need you to roll a. Hold on. Roll a D4.
Okay. 3.
Okay. Now I need you to roll D20.
3.
I'm really hoping it's just his autobiography. just memoirs of geisha.
Wrong book.
Like I'm saying, I'm your biggest fan.
Yeah.
I have all your books.
Okay, what was it? What was it? 3?
3 and over 20.
Okay. So the book you hand him
A cookbook.
is a cookbook called Odd Bits. How to cook the rest of the animal.
I'll tell him that's the wrong one.
And basically it talks about how to deal with different bizarre cooking methods to eat things such as ears, feet, hearts, lungs, kidneys, brains, testicles, intestines, all the parts that you
Remnants.
normally wouldn't eat. This is a cookbook dedicated to how to maximize the flavor of that stuff.
All right.
And so he sits here and he is like, oh my gosh.
That was
He hands you the book back and he rings a bell.
Now he thinks you're retarded.
Yeah.
And the dragon wings come up through the floor, and he says, "Take this man and put him in the brig."
Oh no.
Okay. Are you going to attempt to resist?
Don't do it.
No, I'm not gonna resist.
Okay.
But
So-
I do want to tell him, or I before they get in there, I would like to tell him, like, why would you not accept my offer?
Because it's a cookbook.
Well,
It's a cookbook
Well,
and
I
10
mean-
platinum.
with our discussion.
While I recognize you are a person who at least once was of means, I know that you are not here for the reason you say you're here. I don't know what it is, but a real worshiper would not come to me dressed like this or with this quality, and only promises of the real thing.
Again, what can I do to...
And so that's the last you heard of him.
Okay.
And he basically takes you, and you are now being transported
To the brig.
down the hallways, down the stuff.
How many are on me?
Huh?
How many are on me?
There's 3.
Okay.
Yeah, they basically put you in chains.
Which way am I going?
You're going down the stairs.
Well, no,
The
I'm
only
just...
way you can go.
Okay.
Down.
Okay.
It's either that or out a window.
Okay.
Unless you're getting down
No,
narrow.
he'll be down.
No, I'll go on down.
So they take you and they put you down here in this room, which is where the giant lizards are.
Okay.
And they basically go back into the corner and they chain you.
Okay.
They chain you to the wall as like there's stalls where they
Okay.
have these, and there's an empty one,
Uh-huh.
and they chain you to one of those
Okay.
stall walls.
All right.
And then they tell
He said
the
with confidence as if he planned this.
they assign 2 of the bullywugs to kind of
Watch.
don't let this guy out of here
Okay.
on orders of Resmir.
Okay.
Well, shit.
Uh,
Is there a window or anything in the...
Where's your gem sorting area?
It's on the far side.
This
Yeah,
side?
yeah, in that room.
So you're here.
Is there a window or anything into the room?
Hey, you've had your turn.
I don't think
You hang
so.
out
I
in the
don't-
darkness right now.
Hold on. I do think there are a couple of windows. Yeah,
Okay.
I think they're kind of high up.
Okay.
Like they're not all the way to the ground because otherwise the animals would try to get out.
Okay.
Right, but I think there are some higher up window-like
Okay.
openings.
Okay.
You know, they're narrow.
Okay.
They're not big enough for you to walk to get a body through.
Right. But can I see through the window?
Yeah, you can see that it's day.
How much space is, like, how thick are the walls? That's what and like where are the bars? Are there bars on the window?
There's not really bars through the window because the way that they're shaped, they go up. They're only about 5 inches wide,
Okay.
right? So like they're not arrow slits, right? Where arrow slits are only a few inches. They're maybe 5 inches across,
Okay.
but they're back set because the walls are 10 feet thick,
Right. All right.
right?
Okay.
So you have it comes up so many feet. We'll say it comes up 5 or 6 feet, and then it kind of slopes gently out toward the wall.
Okay.
You know, kind of slopes up as it goes out,
Uh-huh.
and then out. So you can see the outside. You can like see the sky,
Okay.
but you can't see dirt. I mean, you might see trees like
Okay.
the upper parts of trees, but your angle is like maybe
Up and
40
down.
or 45 degrees. Like, do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you see up, you don't see out.
Okay. All right. Is there? Okay. How far away is that window? Would you say from where I'm at?
Let's see. From the corner they put you, it's about 20 feet to get to the first window. 20 feet laterally, and maybe
Okay.
Please
five
don't.
feet
Okay.
up,
Please don't.
5 or 6 feet up, and then it's another 10 feet. So, you know, it's.
You know what I'm gonna do.
I do.
I'm not
Don't
going to
do
do
it
it.
right
Okay.
now.
I was
Okay.
like, I think I know what you're going to do, and
Yeah.
I'm just.
Okay. Okay.
Go for it. Misty step right out of that thing.
No, I'm not. I'll stay there.
Was it?
I'll stay there.
Okay, so while this was happening,
No, I'm just saying. If you
Meanwhile,
when and
back
if
at
you
the
want
ranch.
to do that, that is perfectly fine.
Okay.
Like I'm not trying to describe it so it's impossible for you to do
Right.
it. I'm trying to give you an idea of what your perspective is.
Right.
You have a limited idea of necessarily what's on the other side.
Right.
You see sky and kind of trees.
Right.
It's not like you're looking out this window where you can see
Right.
precisely where you're going. There
Right.
is an element of like
It's there, but I don't know where.
shooting out that way.
Right. Right.
That's what I want you to understand.
Right. Right.
Where you're at, yes, you can see out. Yes, you can see something that's not in this room.
Right.
But from the same perspective, you could also see through the door they let you in.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
Because it's a stable, right?
Right.
So you're in an enclosed space, but the stable doors aren't 20 feet high.
Right.
Right. So they're maybe 6 feet high. So you could, in theory, see out to something that's even in the courtyard. But again,
Right.
you can't see what you can't see,
Exactly.
right? Like you're seeing over it.
Right.
So you're kind of like, I can see the air-ish area.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's kind of the same thing. You're down here,
Right.
and both of your vantage points are at an up angle,
Right.
whether it's outside the building or into the courtyard.
Right. Okay. Okay. I'll hang out here for a minute. I want to listen for any, like, see if I recognize Clapjaw or anything like walking by, basically.
Okay.
That's kind of what I'm just overall.
Okay. Yes. Now, meanwhile.
So back to the morning time.
Well, it's still morning. It's just that this is 20 or 30 minutes. Oh, by the way, I need you to roll perception again, since you're in that room doing your stuff.
Nate.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna go find Snapjaw. Try and go to the top.
Yeah.
Over there.
Spider.
Okay. So you find Snapjaw.
Yes.
I mean, it's reasonable that you would walk around, what he looks like, and you know what it is you're looking for, and you can ask for him, and it doesn't seem crazy for you to ask for his position. So.
Snapjaw.
Ah, yes.
Oh, we are doing voices now.
Well,
Oh, wait.
what I'm saying is
He does.
he doesn't speak common the way you think he speaks common. So there's only a
Top level. What's there?
hi
KS.
what here.
I'll point we're in the courtyard right now.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna point at the top level of his.
Oh, up there, and
Yeah.
he goes.
Why? Good.
It's bad.
He's bad.
Die. Poison.
To bullywogs?
No, not bullywug.
No. They used
Leg.
to bullywug.
Many legs.
Arachnid. Yes. Many eyes.
Ah.
Many legs.
Many eyes. It's bad.
It's a spider on the roof. There's a spider on the roof, Joe.
Kill it with fire.
That sounds awful.
Okay. So, good talking to you.
And then he goes. Kill bullywugs?
Could it?
He uses the dog to his head. He doesn't understand your question.
Let loose? It's contained. We let it loose?
He's like, no.
It just stays
Bad
there.
idea.
We
Do you want to
die.
go check out this spider?
Kinda, but I want him to come with us.
Okay. We going up. No.
You don't have Google Translate for Draconic. And he's like,
Oh, I speak Draconic.
Hey.
you speak Draconic?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he's just going to talk to you.
Family.
He's like,
Alright, perfect.
there are giant spiders up there. We nailed the door shut because they will
okay.
kill us.
Could they be... Well, I guess we can't control them at all to make them kill the bullywugs.
They're bad news. In fact, he tells you there are. Hold on a second. Hold on. He'll tell you the last time he heard. Yeah, he said the last time that that they had the door, before they nailed it shut, there were 5 giant spiders that live up there, and they come and go through the roof.
To do what?
So,
Why?
What do you mean? They're spiders. They kill stuff. They eat things.
Right, but why haven't the cultists like pushed them out?
Because we nailed the thing shut, and they're not trying to take over more of the castle.
Come out at night?
Best we know. They haven't met. Since we nailed it shut, they have been doing their own thing. You can hear them up there, though.
Yeah, making more spiders.
Yeah, there's probably millions now.
Yeah, I don't want in this room anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in this room.
It's just like when you see the mama spider just hanging out and there's all the babies on, you're like, oh, that's a cute spider. And then all of a sudden it just goes, and they go everywhere.
everywhere.
I don't want that. Hey, can you help us get into the, well...
I understand.
Brisbane.
You have a translator. I understand. You have a translator with you.
I'm going to ask him if we can have him help us get into this area.
Well, that's where Borngray is sometimes.
Who the heck is Borngray?
The guy who runs the castle. Drawmore Borngray. He's the
I feel like we talked about him right before we were done last time.
He's the
like,
fancy
briefly.
elf.
The elf.
That met
Oh.
you, and he thinks
Who the heck's
he's cool.
Resmere then?
Resmere's the half dragon.
Wait a second. Yeah, I had him confused.
I don't know.
Borngray runs the castle
You
and
showed
Resmere
us
runs
pictures
the
last
cult.
time, like
I'm
very
confused.
briefly.
I know.
Hold on.
That's what I was thinking when I went up there. I was like, oh, he thinks I'm cool.
We need a
already.
deck of cards with the faces on them.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Let me get.
Hold on. Can I just...
FBI's most wanted.
Okay. This is Resmere.
Okay.
He's the black half dragon.
Okay.
Okay.
I can't see. There's a glare.
You can't see
Can I
that.
borrow it?
Oh, there's a glare.
So I can take pictures and silhouette them
Can
and then
you
put it
send
on
them?
Discord of just the single people.
Yes. So there's Resmere.
That, yeah.
Does my cell open up to the courtyard, like where I can see into the courtyard?
You can kind of see the roof of the next
What
floor.
else can I take?
Okay, so that's Resmere. Killed that guy.
You killed that.
Well, that's the way it is.
You can
Let's
look, I'm not
see.
looking.
There is Farblex Splattergoo or Spattergoo. That is the leader of the. That's the leader of the Bullywugs.
Are you seeing this in text, Jordan?
He will, because he's good like that.
Okay.
That's fine.
This is Borngray. This is the elf who's.
Born gay, you mean?
This is the elf that's kind of running the castle. I'm not sure that there's anybody. This is Asbara Jos. This is the guy that came to see you.
Yeah, that would have been creepy as heck. I would not. I would have attacked that guy.
If I saw that guy, I'd have shot him.
Yeah. Hopefully no one just chatted in Discord. If you talked to me, there was someone in there. I think it was Branch.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying is Resmere is a dragon, half dragon. And that's why when he saw you with your black dragon scales.
Yeah, I was really confused at who's
'Cause he's like-
running this place.
Because you're talking to a dragon,
Right.
and he's half black
I was
dragon.
telling him
That makes
And
sense.
you're
why
part
he
black
was-
dragon. He's like, all right.
Part bronze though, but
Well, but I mean,
part dragon.
you're part dragon. He's like, okay, I can see you're part
Right.
of the superior race. That's why he answered the way he did. If you
Right.
didn't think he was the same person, that's why you're misunderstanding the conversation.
Okay.
Right. So
Okay.
he's half dragon,
Right.
which is why he thinks you're
He's
being
like-
disingenuous when you're saying, "Oh, I'm part of the call, and I'm wanting to come here, and I want to do this." And he's like,
Okay.
"If that was real, your actions would be different.
Right.
You're not enough on my side. Your behaviors aren't on my side like you claim your behaviors are being." So I apologize for the confusion there with who you were dealing with.
Okay. Okay.
No, you were not talking to the elf.
Those are totally different. Okay. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the head castle dude. I
Yeah,
was
that's
like,
what, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Now we know.
too late now.
So Borngren, the guy who runs the castle, and Asbarajos
Hmm.
are in this center spire.
Okay.
That's where they stay.
I gotcha.
Right.
I gotcha.
Resmir is over here in this corner, which is
Where
where
the
you
chat
were.
is. Okay.
Okay.
I gotcha.
So Resmir was working.
Right.
He also sleeps up there.
Okay.
He
I
works
see.
other places in the castle, but
That's
usually
his
he's.
room.
Would you be okay if I took these pictures and printed them off and laminated them at work for us to be able to use to
Why
move
would I
around?
care?
Okay, I'm just wondering because they would help me.
Well, hopefully you're not here for another 400 weeks, and you don't necessarily need them. But
True.
we'll
Yeah,
see.
as in once we figure this out, like we won't need them.
Okay.
I mean, if we just stuck to the plan and took our loot and left,
That's
Hey,
true.
He wanted a cookbook of odd bits.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't give him that book that I just showed you.
Mm-mm.
You're gonna actually use that thing, aren't you?
I don't know. These are people that
Book of Misspells.
I have really cool stuff. If you find it,
just
I
haven't-
spent days writing really cool
I
stuff
have
for
a
this.
feeling we're just gonna be
this
here
stuff.
a while.
You may be.
I'm trying to find it.
I'm just saying, if there's when you find the stuff that I've written for this that's outside of the book, it's gonna be cool because I have cool stuff that I
So
want you
where
all
do
to
I
find.
go? Is it here? Is it here?
You're getting warmer. You're getting colder. You're getting warmer. You're getting colder. You're getting colder. You're getting warmer. You're getting colder. You're getting warmer. I'm just kidding. I'm not telling you anything like that.
Dang it!
Hey, front room is very ambiguous.
I was like, yeah, just go to the front room.
Go to the front room.
If I hear them like walking, would I be able to hear what's going on in the courtyard from where I'm at?
Sure.
If I hear them, I want to,
Who's them?
like my group,
Okay.
I want to yell out in Celestial. That way they know or someone knows
Okay.
that I need help while
Okay.
I'm in that area.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So where are you going? I mean, I know his intentions. What are you all doing?
Where do we want to go now
Are
that
you
we
wanting
know
to go to where Asvara said to meet him, or are you?
we know?
Oh, no, that's right. You went and found Snapjaw.
Snapjaw.
Snapjaw just basically explains to you that there are giant spiders up on the 3rd level. He doesn't think it's wise. They're very scary. We leave them alone. They leave us alone.
Rap, kill, stab, stab.
Yeah, he's just
Hey,
he's not. But he is
the
like.
bullywugs.
But he's like, are you all ready to get rid of the bullywugs? Because
we got
we
to.
would really like to get rid of the bullywugs.
We gotta set some few things up. The guard drakes.
Okay.
Who takes care of those? Because I'm really confused now. Because you said the bullywug last times it was Snapjaw's people, and now it's bullywugs this time. So I'm confused at who actually does that.
Well, the guard drakes that are trained in the across from the main area.
In our foyer.
Yes. Oh, so that's what I'm saying. He's describing where he's being taken care of.
Mhm.
Okay, so just for the sake of where he is, those guard drakes are trained by the lizard folk
Okay.
at the direction of the bullywugs. So the bullywugs boss us around and make us do all the actual work. They don't want to do anything. So we end up doing the work that they tell us to do, which is why we hate their guts. We don't want to mess with these drakes. We don't want to do what they're doing. We want to go back to doing our own thing.
Right.
So they treat us like crap, but we do what they tell us to do. Ultimately, the drakes respond to pretty much everybody that is in the command chain. So, but they don't realize an occultist. Although, if they've seen you and if they've been introduced to you, they usually won't mess with you. So, if you walk around and want to go back into the back of the main spire, then you need to be introduced and, get the formal introduction that you're okay people as opposed to new people to the guard drakes.
Gotcha.
Because the cultists, once you've been here for a while, then just like other guard animals, once they know who's on their team and who's an intruder and who's not, they'll not mess with you. If you interact with them before you've been verified by the handlers, right, then they don't know you, and then they tend to respond that way.
So do you think?
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Do you think they'll be of use to us if we try and attack the bullywugs with them? Do you see what I'm getting at?
Oh.
Yeah, I don't really care who. I just need to know who actually they listen to.
That's a good question.
Yeah. You didn't think I'm multi-staging things. That's why I was confused, because it
So
was
if we stage the overthrow, you're wondering if we could sick the guard drakes on the bullywugs.
Yeah. Because I thought you guys were in control of them, and then...
We do most of the handling, but I'm not sure that they would attack people that they've been taught so far have been their friends. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So far, they've looked at them as more like your family.
So if we gave it some time, could you start training them the opposite? Because it's going to take a while for this whole thing to be staged.
I was hoping for sooner as opposed to later. But
yeah, and I want a pot pie dinner. So. And I want a pot pie dinner, but it's going to take a little bit before that.
What is this pot pie you speak of?
It is chicken and peas.
Okay, so he just says he doesn't know. His honest answer is, I don't know. At the same time, let me see what I can do. I'll talk to the trainers. That's not my job. And I'll see if there is something that we could do to solidify that response.
Right. Because we need to know if they're going to be a threat or not. Because if they're not going to listen to you guys, then they're one more enemy for us.
I understand. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
We kind of were ignoring them as a factor. Because from my perspective, I think that their strength only comes from their shaman. And so...
Who's shaman?
Theirs. The Farblux. He goes, I think Farblux Bladder Goo is a shaman. He's their shaman leader, whatever.
Gotcha.
He's their...
Is that the one wearing pantyhose?
And he goes, I'm not sure what you mean, pantyhose. What's that?
Dressed like lady?
Oh, and he gets this kind of weird, to the extent he can get a grin, right? To the extent his mouth grins, he kind of grins and he goes, oh, the human female clothing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's him.
Gotcha.
He said, he kind of pulls you over and then he remembers that you can't hear it, so then he actually goes over and pulls you closer, Thylak, and he says, they've been taking advantage of him. this whole time, he seems to think that some of this women's clothing and costume jewelry is really pretty, and he thinks it's valuable. So he wears it around because he thinks he's all that. So he thinks he's pretty and majestic when really everyone makes fun of him behind his back.
That's so sad.
So
Does he go?
I tell him this.
okay.
Does he go downstairs and they hang out there all day?
Hmm? He goes, yeah. Pretty much he's down there all day, and all night he sits up in his second story in their weird, wet slop.
Do you know if there's a way out down there?
Way out?
Yeah.
Way out to where? It's a big cavern.
Yeah. Like, is there any escape tunnels, or is it just down there and it's just a pit down there?
Oh, it's more than a pit. It's a huge cavern.
Okay.
But I don't know if the way out.
Just curious.
But it's not a pit.
Just curious. If it's just a basement, then, you know, it can be sealed off while there's people in there. But if there's ways out.
If there's a way out, I'm not familiar with it, but it's
Bullywug territory.
but it's that's where they spend their time. I mean, on occasion they'll take stuff down there, but I figure it's just for storage because it's a huge cavern complex. Because stuff comes in here all the time, and it can't possibly all fit up where we're standing.
Yeah, but I wonder if there's any connected places out to these.
I'm not aware of any. Because I don't know of any other way in other than that door in the, you know, in the castle. Well, like I said, I know that the cultists store down stuff down there all the time.
Interesting. Should probably go down there at some point. I don't know. What are you gonna do now, Joe?
We want to get rid of them all.
He's ready to murder.
Okay.
He wants to get rid of them.
I mean, he's pretty singularly focused. You can tell by his words and mannerisms. He's like, we're tired of being taken advantage of by all these different people groups, and they're ready to cut bait.
Murder.
Yeah.
And then he goes, and remember that the forge is not what it seems.
Go on.
So that when you look at the forge, it would appear that we can't make weapons. And while that's true, we haven't figured out how to do that. We do know how to steal them, and we have lots and lots of weapons.
I would love to take a gander through these weapons.
Okay.
Boom.
May we see your weapons?
Yeah. So
Detect magic.
So right, and as you detect magic, there isn't anything
Shit!
magic.
I thought I found it.
No,
I thought I found it.
There's nothing magic, but he takes you into areas where it looks like there's bedding on the first and second floors, right? Where it looks like they've kind of built bed frames up with this bedding on it to make it look like beds, when there are just racks of swords and shields and like all the good stuff, like all the reasonable armor and capability you would expect a person to have, all that normal type stuff. They wear rags. They look like they're not fit for battle. They're armed. Like they have stuff there. So he shows you that we're ready.
Are you sure you don't want to start a war in here?
He's like, we
All right, we can start a war.
if we have to coordinate so that we're ready.
Did they just?
But we have We have capability.
Did you walk to the armory?
Yeah.
From where you were?
Well, we walked from here to here,
Did I hear them?
but this was
Talking?
probably while
Well,
you're upstairs because we
this is
retroactive
co-
to.
Okay.
okay.
We're going back, and they're having a thing with their. You're going upstairs. They're
Okay.
having this conversation. They're in this tower
Okay.
right now.
That's why when you said we'll put a pause in that to see what
Yeah.
other people do, and we
Right.
might have crossed paths
Right.
in the middle
Okay.
of it.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
No, I'm trying to keep time of what time.
Right.
Is. Not a lot of time volume has necessarily passed.
Okay.
This
She's
isn't
still
like-
playing with her gems,
Yeah.
her family jewels.
As long as they're not your family jewels, then. we're okay.
Yes. Those are her family jewels.
Yeah.
We know who owns them.
That's interesting that they have stuff. Do we want to try and politically talk our way into starting a fight between everybody?
What do you mean politically?
Well, it seems like we have cultize, the bullywugs, and the lizard folk. So I don't think us and lizard folk will be enough to take on everybody.
Who else are we gonna get?
Well, as Barajos wants our... Well, he wants us to
Yeah.
keep the peace.
Yeah.
Shoot.
But
Yeah, and he's aligned with them for now.
But if we can swing it to where Gaborn...
he likes me. He likes me.
Yeah, Born Grey likes it.
He does like me.
Oh.
Okay, so here's the sum up. So let me meta this for a few minutes to try and catch you all back up to make sure, because
It's been 3 weeks.
Well, and I don't want to waste time re-architecturing things. So these are the things that I think you should know. I don't think my intent is not to bring you new revelation. Okay, so this is generally what I think you should understand at this point. As Barajos is interested in getting the treasure moved. He wants to make sure that treasure keeps moving. He does not want that process to stop. Okay? So he is interested and willing to, as Joe said it, I think best, grease the wheels to make sure that this process does not get fully interrupted. Rezmir wants all of the treasure also to keep moving. But as Barajos is a little more realistic with the ways of the world and doing stuff, Rezmir is a dragon. He is hell-bent on the purity of what it is he's doing for Tiamat. His perspective is singularly focused, and from his mind, nothing short of perfection is going to do the job, right? And his perspective is a failure to do 100% is a failure, and he's like, he doesn't want that. All right, so while they generally align, their reasoning is divergent. Drawmore Born Grey is only tacitly interested. He's kind of sideways interested in the Cult of the Dragon. He is not a cultist of pure motive or heart. He has other motivations for assisting the Cult of the Dragon. So again, there's political motives that can align to the same thing, but for different reasons. Drawmore Born Grey has a position that anyone who's not an elf is a blight on the planet.
Yes, rest of
The rest of you are flies. You know, from his perspective, from Born Grey's perspective, by whatever means the removal of all species other than elves is the right answer. Okay? So that's what he wants. There are perspectives that would say some of his things line up with the Cult of the Dragon, other things not. In this particular location, he is in this for himself. He wants the castle for himself. He's trying to work the system to maintain possession and control of the castle, right? He has employed the bullywugs and the lizard folk. He likes the lizard folk more than he likes the bullywugs, right? Resmir likes the bullywugs more than the lizard folk. From a political perspective, Resmir is above Born Grey. So Born Grey's perspective is he has to tolerate having the bullywugs around, not really his cup of tea in the grand scheme of things. He would rather the lizard folk have your stuff. If you continued your conversation with the lizard folk, you'd realize, or he would say, Snapjaw would tell you, if we took the time to work out all the conversations, that the reason they have their weapons is because of Born Grey. He understands that the bullywugs are bullying them and pushing them around, and he wants them to be able to defend themselves in the case that the bullywugs attack them. So far, he's been able to keep the bullywugs at bay. He's been able to use Resmir's stuff to keep them under control. Right. I think that's all the politics.
But this is the dude that liked me. Right.
Born Grey likes you.
Right.
Hey,
Resmir puts you in chains.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
how often does your grease spell recharge?
Recharge. What do you mean?
It's just a spell, right?
Yeah, it's like a level 1 thing, right?
How many of
Level
those
one,
do you
level
have?
two?
How many level 1 slots do I have?
Well, actually, how many slots do you have?
4.
4 slots total.
I have 9 slots total.
Can you cast grease at a level 2? Well,
Yeah,
technically,
it
you
doesn't
can
do
use it as a level. Okay.
And if I cast it twice,
Are you recording me?
it cancels the first one.
Grease.
Oh, balls. So it won't stay out there because it's magical?
No.
Dang
Right.
it. Okay.
Oh, so grease isn't
I was hoping you could just cast it and it would grease the area. And then you
No,
can
I
cast
can't pop
it.
4 out and then be like, 4x4. It doesn't work.
Tragic.
really?
That's what you said.
It's not concentration.
No, it's a conjuration.
I need a ruling before we move on really quick.
When did I say that you couldn't cast it more than once in 2 different spots?
Is it
Was it the fight at the windmill?
No, because I know you had it. You had it at the windmill. I know it was at the windmill. I thought you had it
But
in
I
2
just did it in
places
one
at the
spot.
windmill. I thought you had one like next to the grinding spot, and that's why they kept falling on the grinding spot and dying. And then another one outside at the front of the door.
I think it was 2 different.
Well, it's straddled both.
Yeah, because it's
Or-
is it a 10 by 10? Or
Yeah, it's 10 by 10.
Yeah, 10 by 10.
yeah, I vaguely remember you saying that because you thought it might get overpowered.
Which it is.
Yeah.
It's an awesome spell.
Okay,
It's
so
cool.
meta really quick.
I guess I'm just saying as I read it, rules as written, it just says slick grease covers the ground in a 10-foot square.
You can just tell me.
Difficult terrain for the duration. When it appears, everybody there follow. It's a first level conjuration.
To be like, it's on.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Looks like it.
That's what I was thinking. That's yeah.
So if I ruled that you couldn't,
I'm
then I just
multi-strategy.
apologize because it's not concentration, and it doesn't appear that it overwrites itself.
Okay.
I mean,
Cool.
So you got 9 of them, right?
it looks like you could make
Yeah.
a lot of grease for 1 minute.
Oh, they only last for a minute?
Yeah, it lasts 1
Yeah,
minute.
but that's 10 rounds.
Son of a
Yeah,
gun. Okay.
That's 80 by 80.
I'm just wondering, is it because the grease would evaporate? I'm just wondering if he can go cast some on these huts, just go out there and inspect the hut and cast grease, and since it's already moist out there, it would probably stay for a little bit.
no, if you cast grease, you could use it to spread fire. That it would absolutely do.
Yeah,
Right.
We did that before.
Right, but I want to go spread it on those huts over a course of several days.
No,
Just
that
to
won't work.
torch the
No, it
entire
lasts-
place.
It lasts 1
Oh my
minute.
gosh. That's interesting.
It lasts 1 minute, but yeah, if What did you say? You can cast it 9 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could torch a place.
So that would be
real
10.
quick.
You could do 10 feet by 90 feet. That's a big flame wall.
Yeah, who needs flame wall when you can do that? All right, that's interesting.
It would take me 9 rounds to do it.
By the time you got to your 9th round, like you're on your 9th round, like the first one would have gone out, right?
Yeah.
Because of the way that the seconds go.
Well, I mean, you just lay the grease for 9 rounds and then. But the fight would probably.
But what I'm saying is, on round 7, the first one would go away. You couldn't have more than 6 of them
round is
down.
6 seconds, so it's 10 rounds in a minute.
Yeah. He could have 9.
Oh yeah. So
and then all that 10th round just.
And then for 1 round, for 6 seconds, the first one would burst into flames, along with the rest of them for the rest of the rounds. That'd be a really. Yeah, you're like.
That'd be a cool effect.
I'm just saying, where did the bullywugs sleep? Right? Is it here? Is it here?
Yeah, it's those 2 places.
And that's your grease will cover that area. We can just go in there and you can just
torch the whole
that's
thing.
G on my thing. So let me go make sure.
G on this thing. Yeah. Okay.
Right. So Farblex is on the 2nd floor of that one.
That's interesting.
You went into G the first time on the 1st floor.
Yeah, and they got mad at us.
And they were not happy. There's mud splattered chests, and there's 12 bullywugs that were in there, kind of looking at you like, "Brr, what are you doing, brr?"
And I'll pull out the deck and slice their throats.
Right now?
They're croakers. No, not right now. But, yeah. Hey, Ripjaw.
Mm-hmm.
Need you to figure out those drakes and get back to me.
I'll see what I can do.
Good. Planning. Things gotta tick-tock. Turn into a clock. Then we know what time it is.
And you see his head go. Kind of usually that puppy look like, what?
That's what we need.
Okay.
All right, Joe. Where should we go? We still haven't been to the top of the poo tower.
The poo tower. The tower of poo.
We haven't been to the top of the poo tower.
I'm trying to find Dave's stuff the best I can.
I would think that things would be hidden in the least obvious places. So I think that would be a good idea.
Ha ha! Is that where you've hidden it, Dave? Is that where the shitstorm begins?
Light the tower of poo on fire.
Or my thought too is,
Just explodes.
so you know where the spiders are. Well, there could be something in there.
We need to take out the basement where they're having all the.
All right. Do all of these 3rd stories have a top on them?
Roofs?
Yes.
Is that what you mean?
The rehoobs, yes.
The rehoofs. Let me go read the rehoof. Let's see. It's gonna be... So on level 3, so nope, go this way. That has a rehoof.
That should be the last one that has a rehoof, because that's the poo tower. That's gonna smell so bad at the top. That's where he's hitting it, Joe.
That has a roof on it. I'll just say that. Okay, now the other one, the bigger one that's over that way. I gotta keep track of these.
Can I write on these?
I could print you some letters
I
on
thought
it.
things.
No, I was just gonna do no roof. Just
Yes, that one also has a roof.
Oh.
I'm trying to find stuff
Yes.
that doesn't have a roof before you do that. Let me go find stuff that doesn't have a roof on the 3rd. You know what I mean?
You want a marker instead?
no, this is fine.
Okay, the center spire does not have a roof.
That's what I needed to know. That's really only the one I cared about, but.
Why do I keep doing? And this is roof with holes, right?
Holy roof.
Yes. And the rest of it has roof. So this is roof and roof and roof and roof, no roof, roof, and holy roof. Yep.
Okay.
Yep, that is correct understanding of the third floor.
But I wouldn't know that it has a roof up there, essentially.
For what?
Would we be able to see that from the courtyard?
I'm asking you, what is you're wanting to look at?
That this has no roof.
Okay.
I would
roll investigation. He's like, it's a dice rolling game, but I don't want to roll dice, damn it.
I'll investigate.
Great.
Yes, investigate for us.
What did you roll? I need to know.
You'll investigate.
Okay. What did you roll?
I also rolled a 5.
Okay. So you.
But it's +6, so 11.
Okay. So as you stand back and kind of look around, what you see are what looks like on the edges, like what's the word I want to use? As if there were a roof, right? Periodically, you see like those little gargoyle mouth things, as if there were a roof there, right? So you see the water.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Water gargoyles, like you see 4 of those, like one at each corner or every other corner, because it's really more of an octagon.
Mm-hmm.
So you see like a wall, and then you skip one. So you see these 4 water gargoyle-y looking things up at the top, but you don't see an actual roof tiles. Like you don't see that structure, but you see the water spout gargoyles as if there was a roof there.
Looks like there's a roof.
Yep, looks like there's a roof to me.
Okay, that's what you see.
Yep. And it matches like
What's the battle plan here?
Getting into this tower at some point.
Poo Tower.
We gotta go check out the poo tower.
The
searching
center
for
tower
Dave's-
isn't the poo tower.
I know this is the
Oh,
poo tower.
okay. You say like, we gotta go search the poo tower. I'm like, that's not the poo tower. Just to let you know, that's
I'm going to the places we haven't been.
where Borngray is sleeping.
We
And
haven't-
Asbara Jess.
We haven't been above the kitchen.
You have. You went all the way to the top.
No, we didn't. We got into the kitchen and they got mad at us and kicked us out.
I thought
That's
you
true.
went all the way to the top.
Nope, we never went to the top of this. We got in there and they were like, "Kitchen's closed,
No.
get out."
Yeah.
Because we haven't been to the top of this, that,
Okay.
or that.
I thought you had.
Well, let's just pretend we have because we know nothing's planned there. Or
Yeah, what did we figure out?
yeah, what did we figure out when we were up there?
You know, the different levels of above the kitchen have different types of food. You know, you have the higher up you go, the more the dry goods are. The third one is more like onions and potatoes and root vegetables.
Where they
things
would
that-
keep the magic items.
They segregated their food.
The second floor has salted meats and things like that.
Hey, they like to keep things in order. It's OCD.
I guess.
I
You
like
don't
it.
put the butter with the beer. That's not how it works.
You put it on the bread.
Ever heard of butterbeer?
No, because it's not the wizarding world of Harry Potter. No, I'm just kidding. You can look around wherever you
The
want.
wizard.
He says to the wizard.
He says to the wizard, "It's the wizarding world of Thylac Brisbane. Eat me."
So we're gonna have a conversation through the courtyard.
Yeah.
Who knew?
So as they're walking back, you hear, you can overhear them. Zadova says something to you in Celestial that sounds something like, "I'm tied up in here. At some point, I'd like some help getting out.
Although I'm having a good time.
Oh yeah.
I love being moist.
Is there anybody around us in this courtyard?
There's bullywugs and
Bullywugs?
lizard folk and drakes and
Message received, Joe. I think our sorcerer is in trouble. I don't know exactly where he's at, but I just got a celestial message. That's what that weird sound was of the clicks and...
Oh, I
I'm in
heard
the
that coming out of
jail.
your ears. Why doesn't he just misty step down in here? And then change his clothes. Like, I'm sure they won't remember who he is.
I don't know. Maybe this could be a good factor for us because Born Gay likes him. And
Ben Gay.
Ben Gay.
Ben Gay. He's gotta be
Ben Gay likes him.
Born Gay.
Maybe if he's in the stocks held by the bullywugs, then we could use that to our advantage in our plot to overthrow this kingdom. Celestial, where exactly are you? Go ahead.
Up
How could
here.
it be an advantage that he's in jail?
Because
Born Gay.
Born Gay likes Derek, but doesn't like the bullywugs.
Yeah.
So he could be false imprisoned in there by the bullywugs, and then the dude will be mad
Oh, I
and be
see.
more on our
Okay.
side.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say, where are you exactly? Where is this bondage room you speak of?
Second floor, the brig.
The second floor of the brig? I thought you were in the first
you're on the
floor.
first.
Oh, first floor brig.
I don't even know where you are.
I thought I was on the second floor.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell him
Turn
he's
right.
in here. I'm gonna open the door and look inside.
Hold on a
I'll
second.
be like,
Oh.
with my chains on my. Yeah.
You like dislocate it. You're like,
Yeah.
I'm good, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And then you like put it back.
Yeah.
You're gonna like what I do here in a second.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so look up a couple of things.
I'm just peeking in the door. Not trying to be sneaky either. Or I could sneak. Yeah, I'd like to sneak.
I'll
I'd
tell
like
you.
a sneak a peek at Derek.
There's 2 guards. 2 bullywugs guarding me. In Celestial.
But you're fine.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. We should go find
Gay Born. Born Gay.
Born Gay. What is
Yeah.
his name?
Um,
Or
Gray,
Gray.
Gray Born.
Born Gray.
Gray.
Or
Is he
Gray.
gonna be like in a throne room or something?
He's with us, Barjos. Center Tower.
No, yeah, we know where he's at.
He was with us, Bar shows?
He's
Well,
in the center tower. They just
yeah.
stay in the same place.
Tower. Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, let's go say hi and tell him our buddy's locked up for no reason.
I think it's more important. We should check out the poo tower.
So we can make a shitstorm?
Yeah.
We'll put your grease in it.
Oh,
It'll just be the
gosh.
slickest stuff there is.
Can you imagine the smell of that?
It just
I should have kept
exploded.
Thundershock.
Yeah.
I
Oh
have-
god.
It stinks so bad.
That's how I killed all the other ones. Oh, we could shoot it everywhere. Thunder wave. Ho!
Oh, man.
I'm trying to find this adventure side stuff that Dave has written. Because I know how much fun it is to add side stuff and then it just gets
Is
passed
this
over.
part of?
Yeah.
Is this the design of the map, or is there something kind of like?
No, it's the design. of
Okay.
Hold on. I'm just looking for something. I gotta make sure that I
That's fine. I'm gonna
do
pee and get
something
water.
correct. All right. I've done my research. All right. So yes, you were able to successfully tell him in Celestial that you're being held where the Drake, the
Right.
the Drakes are being held, in their pens, that you're chained to the wall, and that there are two, or that there are two bullywugs that have been told not to let you leave.
Yeah. All right. That was the plan all along, guys.
And then he says,
Who's he?
okay,
Okay, where's Morgan? I don't understand.
I thought you just said that we told him all of that.
No. I
I
was
told
doing
you guys.
before anything else happened. I had to do some research to make sure that what you were describing with having your celestial conversation and stuff was all legit.
Right.
I was re-verifying that there are no other people in the building
That no Celestial.
that know celestial.
That's why I said in Celestial.
Because
I
know
like,
you said in celestial.
yeah.
And that was fine. And that's why I was verifying is that because some of these people know lots of languages.
Right.
They're like you, they know a bunch of languages. And I was like, if there's
Somebody
a bunch
might
of
pick up on
celestial people, because it's an uncommon language here, they might pick up on it.
Right.
And so I wanted to
Make sure
that no one understood what you just said.
Yeah.
Other than you.
Right.
And so you were successfully able to communicate where you were, what's going on.
Right.
Like, I'm chained to this thing.
Right.
And there's two bullywugs out there. That much you can do.
Right.
What else are you wanting to say? Because I stopped listening because I was doing.
That's pretty much it. I'm just letting them know.
So what's the Born Grey thing? Where are you going with that? What's that?
I think they were wanting to go talk to him and let him know that. Wasn't that right, Joe? Let him know that I was chained up and. Oh, I don't hear anything.
Oh, did you cut out, Joe?
Baby, come back. You can blame all on me. It shows him there. Yeah, it shows him there.
I can't hear him though.
Is he muted?
I don't know.
He's probably muted.
So we were just. I was just.
Libby.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. I was just making sure that there weren't any other celestial speakers.
I would imagine there wouldn't be here, but you never know.
Well, there's a lot of people who speak a lot of languages. That's why I was digging through it. I was like, let's see if anyone heard that.
Yeah.
So, no one else speaks celestial.
That we know of. We don't know this. We don't know this. But
I would be telling you this person heard something and this is happening now. It would have started something, and I'm not telling you roll initiative. So.
Right. That's why I chose Celestial.
So what's the theory once he's told you where he is? What's the plan? Because he keeps saying Born Grey, and I don't know what you mean.
I'm gonna go check out the poo tower.
You're gonna go dig up the poo tower? Okay.
Just kidding. We're probably gonna go try and find Born Grey. Even though I'm trying to find your
side quest.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Does that help?
Yeah.
She was in the bathroom, so I knocked on the door.
He does that too.
Does he?
Okay, so are you going to check out the poo tower, or are you going to go talk to Born Grey? Or try to find Born Grey?
Probably try and find him. But he's not here, so.
Alright, then I'll go pee. Golly. It's like everybody needs to get
Stream, have a potty break. I don't know who's watching, but if you're there, now's the time to pee before things get even more interesting than what they did. Have been.
But the people watching later could just pause.
Yeah.
We had someone come in. They said hi.
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 I don't know if they're here anymore.
Bye.
Bye, Felicia.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. We'll have a shout out for that guy next week.
Yeah.
Write down his name.
2MJB20077.
Oh boy.
Good job.
Yeah, thanks for saying hi, bot.
Yeah.
Is he still here? Do we still have him as a viewer?
How can you tell?
Click the thing that says a red icon. Maybe it's in the bottom right. I think right here. There should be 3 dashes. Ladashes.
There it is. Yeah.
Right here.
Don't say any good names.
No. There's nothing.
Because if there's lurkers, I don't want to call out our lurkers.
No.
We appreciate you lurking if you're lurking.
I don't see it.
Well, he came and went, and all his money was spent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
You can whisper to people?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
bye.
Oh.
Baby, come back. Hey, what time we ending this thing? Just curious. I know you said you were gonna drive. I didn't know if you were driving.
About
at
45
11.
minutes. Yeah. 45 minutes. We're setting stuff up still.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm just making sure we had time to plan, and then next week is Murder Fest.
Execute.
Well, actually,
Execute Order 66.
Actually, next week we're not meeting. Why? Because those two are gone. But you know what that means?
Roll initiative.
Yep.
There you go.
I can bring my my murder mystery.
Okay. Do it.
There you go.
Okay. So, what are we doing? Who are we gonna go see?
You ready to go see Mr. Gray, or do you want to check out the poo tower and leave him in the brig for a little bit?
What do we think is in the poo tower?
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like you're obsessed.
Yeah.
He wants to dig through poo.
Poo.
I want to know.
Right. Well, have at it. I'll stand guard, I guess.
Steve,
Okay.
is there something interesting in the poo tower?
I don't know. You're gonna have to go dig
You're
around in the
dig
poo.
through the
We're
poo.
gonna have to dig through the poo.
I'm just gonna climb the stairs. I'm not gonna.
Then jump into it.
So we have like vision to see through.
Yeah.
Poo vision.
See through.
So I'm just throwing it out there.
I need some.
You're
poo
throwing the
vision.
poo out there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my where is it?
Detect magic through the poo. How far does it go through poo?
Detect magic, and then I'm also gonna use my radiant soul, so I get some wings to fly. I'm not even gonna touch the ground.
Okay.
No, I'm just teasing. We're gonna go see Mother Gray.
Okay. I was on the.
Yeah, no, we're gonna go see Mother Gray.
Okay.
That's much more pressing to do this.
So as you walk around and ask where Born Gray is, it seems to be as you ask a few people, they keep telling you that you need to go see Resmir.
Son of a bitch.
That's the opposite of the guy we want to talk to.
It seems that Born Gray is with Resmir. You keep getting things like, oh, I think he's with Resmir, or he's probably.
Who's telling us this? Bullywugs or?
Doesn't matter who you ask. You tend to get a general answer of either I haven't seen him, or he's with Resmir, or he's probably with Resmir. It's those kind of things. It's not a defined, he is here and you should go there. It is either I haven't seen him and don't know where he is, or I think he's with Resmir, or you should go ask Resmir, or something along those. That's how the conversation goes, regardless.
Thanks. We're going to this tower, though.
Great.
Okay.
We're gonna go to that tower in the center because we haven't been there yet.
So you're gonna go into the middle one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shoot, yeah.
So I need you to roll. What is it I need? I gotta make sure I tell you the right thing.
Acrobatics.
No.
Perception.
Investigation.
Persuasion.
No, I need you to roll.
Performance.
Arcana?
Roll performance with advantage.
Ooh.
Oh no, you don't, girl. Make my wet dreams come true. That's a 2. Holy.
I guess you're gonna need it.
Do you have inspiration?
No, I don't. I've never had inspiration. 17.
So as you walk into the area where these guard drakes are walking around, you seem to pique their interest, but the air about you and the way that you present yourself, you kind of pull a Caesar Milan back on them, and you kind of approach them and you're like, get back to work. You kind of give them direction as if you were one of their trainers, and you successfully get them to change their mind. The power of your presence has kind of changed them, and so they don't pay attention to you and Joe.
Yes.
Okay, so you make it successfully into the first door, right? I mean, the first, I guess you should say, area of the room. What you see,
It's what you get.
when you open the door, you walk up 3 small steps. Okay, so you kind of walk up 3 short steps to get to this door. The floor is raised, and to your surprise, what? You look at me funny.
I'm just envisioning this.
Well, okay, so you're at this whole floor, and as you go to walk up to this door, it's 3 steps up, 3 short, 4-inch steps, almost like glide steps. So you walk up, and to your surprise, as you grab the handle, it just opens. It seems to be very well constructed, and you're just taken aback by the fact that the door is open. So
It's like they knew we were coming.
you open it up, and inside you see what looks like to be like a micro-sized version of what was going on in the Great Hall. There's a couple of tables. One of them is a longer table, and right around the outside is a couple of benches, but it doesn't look like the room is used very well. There's slight dust on everything. I mean, it's not like a thick coating or anything, but it doesn't look like this is regularly cleaned. And there's a spiral staircase over one corner that looks like it leads up to the next floor. Right next to the spiral staircase is a door that looks like it goes into another room. The room you're in is roughly 20 feet by 30 feet, 20 feet by 40 feet. It's a big room, and it looks like you could have a really big dinner party in there. It's a big room, but it doesn't look like people use that for day-to-day usage. And then there's a door right by the stairs that you could go through.
I'm going to shut the door behind us and start doing the mock ritual for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Because I know this is one of the rooms that I have not been into.
Okay.
I'd also summon my familiar.
Okay. Do you not have your familiar with you?
Typically, but I didn't state it earlier.
Okay. So you want your owl with you?
Yeah.
Okay. That's
my shoulder owl.
Okay. I need both of you to roll perception.
13.
Okay.
17.
Okay. As you're also looking through this room, interesting thing catches your eye. You notice that the roof in this room doesn't look like other roof structures you've noticed in the castle for the way the second floor is built. In most places, you had these big beams going across, and then crossboards going across those, so you see floor higher than the beams, and this room has a perfectly flat ceiling. You look at me, your face is funny. You're like, really? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just telling you this is what this is.
I'm just envisioning it.
I'm just saying.
That's
visually,
interesting. That's weird.
It's weird looking. That's what I'm saying. It catches your eye because you're like, you've been all over this castle and it's always been beams and boards, and this is
even for standard.
More like in our homes. You know how it's a smooth roof. The ceiling is a smooth ceiling in this room. like it's finished. You know what I mean? Like it's a finished ceiling.
Yeah. I don't like it.
Okay.
I'll poke it with his staff.
Feel trapped.
I know. There's no room above me. I don't know where to go.
Well, there's a spiral staircase. I'm just saying there's a staircase.
I
But I'm just saying that the
I just-
ceiling of the room looks funny.
feel and
So it's
like
like
it's
lowered?
closing in on me. No, it's.
I wouldn't say
No.
lowered. I mean,
Think of our
from
drop,
your
the
perspective,
drop
it's
ceiling.
like
Okay.
like instead of you seeing a beams with boards over the top of the beams, it's been finished underneath the beams. It's got a smooth roof as opposed to seeing girders and stuff going
Right.
up.
the girders. All right.
Well, I don't know another way to say it.
Concentration ritual 10 minutes. I can cast. Do you think we need an unseen servant, Joe?
For what purpose?
Scouting, if we need to have him do something. Be in the way of someone. I don't know.
What's his movement speed? Can he just follow us?
They actually, if we're in turns, then it's 15 feet.
Okay. Well, if he's out of turns, I would assume he can just walk along with us. So yeah, why not?
Okay.
I've got my owl too to distract people, but he'll probably die.
Hey, that's fine. If we can use distractions before we get out there, so I'll just burn a slot to do that.
Okay, so what are we doing?
I pulled out my unseen servant. I just, instead of doing a ritual for him and taking another 10 minutes, because
Okay.
I don't want to just sit there for 20 minutes doing nothing. We can do 10 minutes for a ritual for us, but take
Okay.
longer than that. People are probably gonna
Okay, so
start
you're
doing
taking
this
10
shit.
minutes. He has his owl,
Mhm.
and you're having unseen servant.
I'm detect magic. Is
You
what
detect
I
magic.
was the 10 minutes, and then I get to cast a spell for unseen servant.
Okay, so you have unseen servant and detect magic,
Mhm.
and you have your familiar. Okay.
Right.
And describe to me what detect magic is.
Why can I never find things when I need them? Detect magic. For duration up to 10 minutes. You sense the presence of magic item. You detect the presence of magic 30 feet of you. You sense magic in this way. You can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic. You learn at school of magic, if any. The spell can penetrate most barriers and is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet dirt or wood.
3 feet away. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So, I'm just going into this back room like we're just gonna take this level by level.
Okay. So you open the door. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you open this door, you can tell that someone is staying here. That this is someone's quarters. Roll me perception.
The poop tower?
No, you're not.
Is there someone staying in
You're
the
in center
tower?
tower. You're not in
Oh,
the
center
poop tower.
tower. Okay. Well, we talked about poop so much.
I know.
I got a 4.
Okay. You can just tell that there's clothes. You can't even tell what kind of clothes they are.
Geo Michael's tower.
You're just like, I guess there's clothes here.
Can my owl look?
Yeah, your owl can help you investigate. Look, you got to tell me what you want to do.
Well, for perception, she got oh crap, I don't have that one pulled up.
It's fine. What'd you roll?
I rolled a 6 with 9.
Okay.
Yeah, 9.
Okay. Let's
And then her
see
bonus.
let's see what her bonus is.
Oh yeah, you are gonna need a bonus.
Is that wisdom?
Yes.
Yes.
Owls are pretty smart.
1, so 10.
Okay. You have a reasonable idea that this is Asbara Joseph's, where he's been staying.
Let's take a dump in it.
You think that these, you think you recognize these clothes as stuff you've seen him wear. You're not positive though.
Just tell my unseen servant, go to the poo tower, bring
Yep.
back as much poo,
She
put it in
30
this bag.
pounds. You can carry like 30 pounds.
Yeah.
30 pounds of.
Okay, you're gonna put 30 pounds of poo in this one.
No. But I'm gonna tell him to stand in the doorway and then go in and say hello. Is there anybody here?
You already opened the door and walked in.
I know, but there's a back room to this place.
Okay, so you're gonna go you're gonna go through the other door?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll just see that there is another small room, and in this room, where there's not a bed, there's a small work table, like a scribe table, and a little lampstand and some stuff like that.
Yeah. You can ask any question you would like. We actually have someone asking. Yes.
Someone asking us what?
He said, "Are questions taken?"
For what?
Twitch.
Oh, sure. Twitch chat. Ask questions.
Who's
You're-
responding?
Do it.
Are you responding?
I can. I mean, I just responded with my words.
Oh, okay,
Well,
true.
he'll respond in 15 seconds.
Yeah.
That is true.
Got that
So
delayed.
I'm just saying, you see that these two rooms go together. They are effectively one person's quarters. One
Okay.
is a small study, along the room, along the side of the room, and the other one is has the bed and a wardrobe and kind of a trunk.
Okay.
As you walk in that room, you can kind of tell that there is something magic-y glowing from inside the trunk.
How about that?
Catch me
How about
outside.
them apples?
I will go to the trunk.
Sorry.
And I will inspect the trunk. Does
Okay.
it look like a mimic?
It looks like every other mimic you've ever seen. Looks just like a mimic. No, it just looks like a foot locker. I mean, there's nothing particularly interesting about it.
Okay. I'd like to open it.
Okay, you open it, and inside you can see a smaller box. It is made from redwood. It's really beautifully polished. It has silver filigree inlay in it, and you can tell that the glow is actually from inside that box. There's something inside that box that is telling you hey, in the box, on the box, the box. You know what I mean? All of that. The box.
What's in
and
the
it's-
box?
What's in the
This box. This box is what is setting off your little whoop, 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 from where you're standing right now.
Okay. So
Donkey Kong.
the box is what is doing it. You can open that
Open
box.
it.
Okay. I need you to
Check for
roll.
traps.
I need you to roll perception real quick.
Oh gosh.
Oh, that's 17. That would have been a good one.
You can use that one if you want.
Okay, 17 plus.
Okay. Nope, that's good enough. As you hold this box, you because you bent down and kind of lifted it up. You look up at Thylac, and there's a little flicker of something above you that's doing a magic-y thing out of the corner of your eye. You're not sure what that is.
Mm-hmm.
There's something above you that's kind of, and you kind of look up, and there's something generally above you that's doing that same thing. It's kind of flicking above.
I see you looking up, and I'm just like
What the hell? What are you seeing?
one of your cat stares at the
So-
corner.
Okay.
It's a
So you're holding a magic thingy,
Mhm.
and your perception is telling you that there is more magic above you. Like there's something above you that's magic.
Fantastic, but I'm not really interested in this box anymore.
I don't know. Are you interested in the box anymore?
I opened the box and looked in it.
No, you haven't. I was asking you your perception of what's going on.
Oh,
Now you have your perception. Are you wanting to open the box?
shoot, yeah, I'm opening the box.
Okay. All right. It's locked.
Okay, I put it back.
Okay.
And I shut the drawers.
Okay.
I want to make sure I put it back exactly the way I did it. The answer is yes. This guy. He said he's wanting to get into D&D, so he figured he'd watch some D&D to see what it's like.
Yeah.
He said, would you say this session plays out as should be expected of the game?
I don't know. I'm a terrible DM, so don't bank on me. But it isn't.
We meta a whole lot.
Oh, yeah.
But
who
it,
doesn't?
But it isn't.
Yeah.
It normal D&D is not Critical Role, so
Yeah.
they're awesome to watch, but that is not your day-to-day DM.
If you have lots
But I'm
of
far from the
friends-
best there is. So anyway, so you're not going to try and open it. You're just like, oh, it's locked. I'm going to put it back.
Should we open this or put it back? I don't want to take it because I think we're prime suspects for taking things.
I reminded her of something.
You know?
Yeah. Okay. Let's send it down. Let's check out the corner though.
Yeah.
Use your performance to
If you
up
want
there.
to.
Yeah.
If you want
Do
to.
you,
I think it's on the floor above us. I don't think I have to. I don't think it's in the
Oh.
ceiling.
Well, I didn't know if it was in the corner of the ceiling or that's what it sounded like to me.
I can pick locks.
I'll probably let you know. But I'm not gonna take this thing with us because if we take it with us, we are prime
And
suspects.
we'll
of
get caught with it on us.
why it's gone. So we can come back to you. I'll probably bring you back.
Oh, I thought you were with him.
No,
I
she
was
was.
still
Oh,
back
okay.
in the.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll put that back.
Okay.
And you ready to go upstairs?
So roll me a sleight of hand check.
How many sleight of hands?
Just one.
Just one? Are you sure?
Yep.
It's a really fun game, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
You should definitely get into it.
Yes, you should.
6.
6.
Yep.
Okay.
Sleight of hand of 6.
You're
I just shoved the
you're-
box in there.
you're really confident that you put it back how you are, but then again, you're not willing to tell Thylac that you weren't paying attention when you pulled it out. You put it back where you thought it was, but you weren't paying attention to how it was put in there.
Alright, I wasn't either.
All right. So you close the lid to the trunk, and now what?
Let's go upstairs.
All right. So you close.
Find that other magic thingy.
So you close the doors the way they were, and you start going upstairs. As you get to the second level, you can tell that there is you seem to be entering a sitting room, like a conference room almost. This room again is similarly sized to the room just below it, right? So it seems like, okay, these are kind of built the same way. So you have a room that's roughly, 20 by 30, 20 by 40, right? It's octagonal, so it's not an exact square, but it's a rather large room. There are a few chairs and couches. There is one location that has kind of a center, almost like coffee table, right, where people could sit around it and have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
This has a hearth along the western wall. Basically, over here, there's a hearth on this side. It appears that there's some coal or something that's, kind of smoldering over there, so the room is generally warmer than the room you just came out of. There's a writing desk here with papers and ink and quills. There's a really large padded chair. Looks like almost like a modern day recliner. And then other than that, it's not really full of furniture. There's a few places that have been reasonably well furnished in this room. That's what you see.
And we're second floor.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And as you look around, you came through the floor, and the sparkly bits, you have you have like really faint sparkly bits kind of coming over from the writing desk, but the real sparkly bits seem to be coming from those other two side rooms.
I mean, I'll start with the sparkly bits in the desk.
Okay. So, I guess roll me investigation. Well, I will determine how much you see.
I don't feel like that was a good roll.
I know, I kind of spun it on the top. You mean like that?
Yeah.
It didn't even matter.
Okay, never mind.
11.
Go from 4 to a 4.
Yeah. It really did.
Right, like that kind of thing, yeah.
Us bad rollers tonight. Just need to get whatever we can get.
Okay. What it appears to be is the ink. There appears to be 2 sets of inkwells. You have a kind of a standard inkwell, and it appears that there is a inkwell that would be magic ink that a wizard would be using for transcribing spells, right? So you see there's magical, you should say, properties to that ink. Hold on a second. And then, let's see, what else is there? There appears to be something in a drawer, and as you open one of the drawers in this desk, you see a small white sphere that's about 3/4 of an inch around. It's just a perfectly smooth white sphere that has some magical something.
Yeah?
Best I can tell you what it is.
How dusty did this desk look?
Doesn't look dusty.
So it looks frequently used?
Mm-hmm.
As in, if I were to take something, I would presume that it would be turned up missing and...
Maybe not understanding. This is... roll me a history check. Let's check your memory before I tell you things.
History is +1. 20.
Okay, so you remember from previous things that Asbara Jos says that he's staying in this tower, and you know that Asbara told you that Dramor Borngray is staying in this tower.
Right. But I'm just wondering on how much use is actually of this desk. Like you said, the first level that there was a thin layer of dust. If there's a thin layer on dust...
In the outer room, right, in the outer room, right.
Okay.
And then this outer room seems to be more heavily used. Again, there's coal burning in the hearth for heat. People are generally here. People are interacting with this room. Is that what you're asking?
Yes. So I will leave it there. Or I will go, hey, magical wizard, you want to do an arcana check to see what this thing is?
I would love to do that.
Boom!
Okay.
I'm going to hand it to him.
Roll an arcana check to see if you've ever heard anything about it.
They rolled to a 16.
Dave's like,
Arcana, so 22.
You're unfamiliar with this from a standpoint of previous interaction. This will be the first time you've seen this. But and looking at it, it looks like, to you, it reminds you of something you've heard of that can it reminds you of some kind of a magic item that enables you to cast more spells.
Okay, this reminds me of an item that enables you to cast more spells, but I've never seen one before.
Neat. Should we keep it or leave it in the drawer for now?
I don't know. I don't know how long we're gonna be here. If we're just gonna like rob this place and split, because then we should go get that other thing from downstairs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can check the loot now, and then we can grab it before we start our little preemptive vamoose. You know, like come here and then start our chain reactions.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about you, but I'd like some magic. I'd like a magic item.
Yeah, magic items would be bomb. Let's do it.
You gonna pocket this one,
Yeah, you can pocket it for now.
or are we gonna save it for whenever we decide to disappear from this area?
I just
Well-
need to know who pockets it. If it's getting pocketed, I just need to know. I need to
Yeah,
know.
What if
we're
it's
gonna go to
prison pocketed?
So.
Okay, I don't care what part of your prison pocket you put it in.
Let's leave it for now. Just tag it, know where it is.
Okay,
Okay.
so I'll put it
We
back
can
in the
get
drawer
murdered with
at
it
the
later.
back, kind of like.
Okay. That's about all you notice in here. Other sparkly bits are other places.
That's so cool. We had someone stop by and ask a question.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for stopping
Hopefully
by.
you're still
I hope
there.
you're even still there.
Yeah, hopefully
I
you
mean-
start playing.
By all means.
He said he tried playing at Basic one time, and his drill sergeant came in and found their homemade D6s.
Homemade D6s.
Yeah, and apparently they got in trouble for having gambling items.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's why you have to have homemade
Yeah.
D20s. You're like, this isn't gambling. This isn't Dungeons and Dragons, baby. Anyway.
And then
I-
he'd be like,
I think
nerds!
people use
Yeah, nerds, give me 30.
I've seen people use pieces of paper and just draw out of a hat.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be the way to go too.
Okay.
Next room, please.
Okay.
This
so,
one we're gonna try and quietly open this door and do a little more sneakage now that we've gone to the second level.
Okay. As you open this room, you can see that I believe. Well, I'm re-verifying. Yeah. Re-verifying the descriptions. You believe that this is Born Gray's sleeping chamber. There's a bed. There is a small table off to one side with a wash basin. There's some kind of grooming supplies. You can notice there's a comb and a brush and some soap. There's a stool in front of it. There's a large rug that's covering most of the floor. I mean, I say most of the floor. It's like 20 by 40. There's about a 6-foot circular rug. That's what I'm saying. Like, it says most of the floor. I'm like, there's no way you have a rug that's that big. It's not carpeted. There's about a 6-foot diameter rug on the in the middle of the floor,
Mhm.
and I need you to roll stealth.
Boom. 17 plus 5.
Okay. And Joe?
18, and then I think it's -1 for stealth.
Okay.
Because my chain, well, I get +1 and -1, so just 18.
Okay.
Oh,
As-
no, it's disadvantage for my armor. Okay, 18. I rolled a 17.
And so as you walk in, you quickly look around and you notice that in one corner there is a cage with a raven sitting in it. And he's looking at you. He's kind of turning his head. He's like, so he's kind of doing small barks at you. He's not really sure. He hasn't gone full tilt caw, but he's kind of half cawing. You can hear him.
Is there a window?
I believe there is not a window. There is not a window.
Or any kind of porthole that the raven could conceivably fit through?
It's not drawn. And so,
That means yes and, right?
hold on.
Got him.
Hold on, I'm re-verifying what they're describing here. It's bizarre. This description makes no sense. But
That's what it is.
no, there do not appear to be any windows that you can see.
Okay.
I'll just say, Horn Gray?
What's that?
That was me just making bird
There
movements
doesn't
with it.
there doesn't
Oh my
appear to
God.
be there doesn't appear to be any response from anyone, and the bird is kind of just chirping, but is as much a raven could, but it's not screaming, it's not cawing.
I'm gonna say, hey Thylac, can you do an Arcana check to see if this thing is a bird or a familiar or what? Actually, does it have a?
Sure.
Yes, go for
You
it.
should be able to see if it's magical.
That's what I was wondering.
It's not magical. It's a raven. It's not familiar. It's not.
Okay.
It's a raven.
All right, let's go into this room.
Okay. Describe to you kind of what you see, and there's sparkly
Going
bits.
towards the sparkly bits.
There appear to be sparkly bits right in the middle of the room.
Son of a gun! I knew it when you said the ceiling was finished off. I was like, "That's sorry, sucker. Put them in the ceiling." I'm gonna kick some floorboards.
Okay.
Oh.
So you're just like stomping the floorboards, like
Like-
duh, duh, duh,
like-
duh, 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 do, do,
Oh,
do,
okay. You're
do,
trying
do,
to find
do,
a hollow one.
duh,
Yeah.
duh, duh, that kind of thing.
Yeah, like
Okay. You can't really hear anything because there's a rug over the floor where you're trying to attack.
I moved the rug.
Okay. And roll initiative. The rug attacks you.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes! Can I persuade it not to?
No, and that's where we're gonna end. That's where we're ending.
Oh, did we have someone else join?
Wow, we're just getting ready to wrap up.
Unless that's the same
It's
person,
me.
they just changed it. Oh.
It's me.
How dare you do that?
She's just trying to raise the cover of the thing.
Hi.
Hey, we rolled initiative.
Yeah. And that's where we end.
That's where we're ending.
All right.
Because otherwise it'll take time for me to run. You know what I mean? To run that.
Kill a raven? I think we got this.
Okay. So
No, it's not a raven.
It's not
the
a raven.
rug wrapped me up.
Oh.
he went to move the rug, and the rug went. When he went to move the rug got him. So
It's an enchanted rug.
if
You were
it's the two of
Aladdin.
you,
Versus
the
a
rug.
rug.
giant
Burn
rug.
it up.
Getting ready to get some rug burns.
Oh gosh.
That's terrible.
We're just
Yeah.
we're just having a little naked wrestling.
Yep. No, I'm just saying we need to call it there because otherwise we'll
Yeah.
be starting the whole thing, and I don't have time for that. Well, I mean, I could make time, but it doesn't fit.
You
the
need
narrative.
to get to your family.
Yeah.
We understand.
But
It's okay.
Square it up.
we're
Yeah,
gonna
get to
start.
bed anyway.
We're gonna start with the fight next time.
Heck yeah. Starting with the fight next time.
Yep.
We have someone who came to Twitch chat, so
Yes.
thanks for
And you all
stopping by.
have some backtracking to do and some interesting stuff. And Pandora, I will just
Keep having you roll for investigations over there.
what I'm saying is
Mhm.
he's tied up, you and Ollie aren't tied up, and the two of them are off. So if there's something you would like to kind of, hey, can I go do
Go say
something?
something.
If there's something you're interested in, you let me know. Even
Okay.
if it's like, I'm gonna go try and find those guys, or I'm gonna go try and find him, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't want you. The last thing I want is for you to be sitting here and feel like, oh crap, you never talked to me tonight.
Yeah.
Because I know that can feel that way sometimes, and I really don't want to be that way.
Yeah.
I am trying to give everybody. I want everybody to
player
kind of
their turn.
like,
Right.
hey, do your thing. And I know I haven't played. You know, you and I didn't interact
No,
very
you're
much
fine.
tonight. See you later, Joe.
See ya.
And so
Bye.
I don't want to be like
No,
that
you're
guy,
fine.
right? Does that make sense? Where it's like, oh, I ignored a player.
You're
That,
fine.
when I don't want you to
No,
feel
I
that,
don't feel
and
that way at all.
to be. So feel free to go.
I'm
Hey,
still trying to
before we
figure
do
You
out.
that,
actually
can I
see
do
that
this?
really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
No, that's not
Yeah.
a bad picture at all.
We just use the extender thing so that way it. Because I think it's getting hit by the.
Like that. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the stream to shut down.
Well, there's still a guy there, so we can say bye to him.
Oh,
Bye to stream guy.
bye,
Come back.
stream guy. Come back.
Come back. We'll be
A
here.
lot of the times on Friday nights, but again, we're going to skip next week, right?
Yeah, but I mean, we can still stream it if we want to.
Right, but what I'm saying is like this.
Yeah, this actual session.
This Hoard of the Dragon Queen
Yeah.
won't be streamed. I mean, we may stream, but it won't be Hoard of the Dragon Queen.
I
next week.
say we'll probably draw up an arena and have a little combat night.
Yeah, I might just have an arena combat night. Those are fun. Anyway, good night, stream.
Good night. Thanks for coming.